Hey everyone. Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Let me get this up on the other end. How's everybody doing today? Boy, do we have a lot. Do we have a lot to go over today? So, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, KNS, for the 10 gifted. Thank you so much. Three Does came through with their 12-month, a whole year already. Thank you so much for being a member. And Gator Hater, welcome to the MFers. Thank you for becoming a member. I see everybody here on Kick. Wish I had a way to split screen, but I don't, but that's okay. My dad's fave, holding it down over on Kick. Good morning. Thank you. What is, oh, playing in my own background. There we go. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Hartley, Italy. Stephanie, Janie Bell, Kelsey, Miss Mad Dog, Vanessa with the 30 months. That is crazy. That is literally crazy. Good morning, Vanessa. Thank you so much. Lee the Bee. Yeah, I had quite a few things going on. You know, summer's coming to an end. We are back into the swing of schedules and back to school and everything in between. So got to enjoy each lasting moment before it ends. Tiffany B coming through with the 17 months. Good morning, Granny in chat. Good morning to you. Oh, Mad Hatter sent a full send. Thank you, Mad Hatter. As did Mike. Thank you, Mike. All right, there has to be. Let me do it this way. Good morning, Rolo, Bio, Freedom, Southern. Jenny's here for it. Green eggs. I know. Either do I, Jacqueline. I mean, it is though. Unfortunately, it is. Oh, it's so sad. I know, Brian. I can't believe some places go back to school in August. Oh, Ellie, I'm so sorry for your loss. Good morning, Polish. Straight talker coming through with the 22. Thank you, Bio. I appreciate that. Bio says to our friends over on Kick, if you can take a moment to pop over and hit that link for Granny, it's much appreciated. That it is. Thank you. Oh, that's right. Somebody has truancy court. Maybe that's why they fell asleep 5 minutes into their true crime coverage. I'm still trying to figure out who Sebastian Rodriguez is. Imagine, whoever that is must have been very confused to see their name tagged in such BS, if you will. Sandra coming through with the 14 months. Good to catch alive. Thank you, Sandra, for being here and for catching alive. Pristine coming through with the 52. Oh my goodness, that is a day one. Betty Jo said, my granddaughter has been in school since August 12th. That is the middle of summer. I would have to protest. Kids are in their second week of school here. Yeah, see, that's incredible to me. Really incredible to me. I mean, we still have Labor Day. River House coming through with a gold coin. Thank you. Rainbow B with the 32 months. Hit the like here. Going to listen on Kick. Love you. Mean it. Thank you, Rainbow B. You guys are incredible. I mean, the milestones are. Beach was confused as to why the chat was confused too. Well, yeah, of course, right? So I'm limited on what I can address, but I can address a few things, and I will. And I will. Yeah. Do you ever see me not to? So I'm definitely going to address a few things. Newfie with the 5 months. Good morning, lovely. It's been longer than 5 months, though. It sure has. Time has literally flown, too. No one, it says, so annoying people calling it a misspelling. It's an entirely different name. Rodriguez first Rogers. That's not a misspelling. That's blatant disrespect to the missing boy. Well, is there anything new when it comes to that? I heard that she was making a big deal out of Chris Proudfoot calling me Jess, which is my name, right? No shock there. I mean, I don't know if any of you say it. Holy shit, 39 months is crazy. Give me 1 second. If you see on my screen right here, thank you for being a member. Thank you so much. If you see on my screen right here, what name do you see? Do any of you see Granny on it, or do you see Jessica? I just want to clarify, because clearly I'm approached by which name I put on the screen. If others who are YouTube associated and follow strictly YouTube refer to me as Granny or GW, if anything in between, right, of course. But it certainly says Jessica on the screen there. July says, I call you Jess, and I never talk to you offline, for fuck's sake. Right. So she made a big deal of that and somehow turned it into being inappropriate. But for me, it just proves how disconnected from the real world she is and how she views this entire situation. Jess is my real name. Okay. My YouTube channel is my platform. Those are not two separate identities. There's nothing inappropriate by someone referring to me by my actual name. Meanwhile, though, with this Seth Rogers, her co-plaintiff referred to her as a tragedy vulture, stating that she used his son's names to pay her bills. And then she goes on to prove that very thing. She goes on to prove that very point that he was making because she was rushing to capitalize on the latest gossip, so much so that she tagged an entirely different name. Sebastian Rodriguez. That's not a misspell. That's a rush for the drama. And that's the difference. And we ain't the same. Hey Diana. So everything comes out of her mouth is so critical. Well, yeah, of course. That's the way it goes. Good morning, Mama's broken heart. Exactly, Kathy. And that's been proven time and time again. There's no there's no disputing that. Bernie coming through, we just had a good time. No baby. My name is Betty Joe, but my family and some friends call me BJ. Right. Isn't it interesting how that works? Always interesting. Then yeah, my dad's fave. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, that's the way these people tend to operate, isn't it? Tries to say it should be about Sebastian, and then plays the drama of another spreading rumors, negativity towards his name. Oh, I agree. And none of these people really give a crap, to be quite honest, and that much has been made very crystal clear. Lachinga, thank you for the skull emoji and the full cent from 2 cents. Good morning, big girl. Kathy with the 22 months. Granny Visco, I'd like to drop your link today for Give and Go. I'm sorry that things are being put out like they are. I appreciate that, Kathy. Things are being put out as they are with intent and purpose. And the timing does not, pass many of us. It is the old good and true campaign that people run on. She never covers Seth's newest streams or what's going on with Seth. She hasn't even watched them. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's no secret that Nick is pursuing myself in barbecue. It's no secret that Betty is pursuing Chris and Katie. And it's no secret, and it has never been a secret, that some of us have had communications with either the parents or each other or whatever over 2 years ago. There is a, give me 1 second. Passion for Victims with the 18 months. Good morning to you. Exactly, Lachinga. And today she has truancy court, right? Everything is a very organized distraction, and it always has been. And you're either in on it, and you can, or you become part of it. This is what these people do, is what they've always done. Just a little floater at the 27 months. Thank you so much for being a member for so long. Thank you. Kimmy Cash with the air travel. Thank you. Well, that's what they're doing, Sarah B. Is convenient, isn't it? The same person that they beat up on and they try to push to get all this to happen is now the person they feel bad for. That's how these people operate. It's all convenient. It's all fake. It's all hate bonding. It's all sick. That's what all of it is. And what's unfortunate is that this is all happening once again using this missing child's name, who many at one point stood up and became outraged that his name was even being used in this format for drama, for personal weapons, for all of that. So it's not, people can take it how they want, but I have to go by a very particular statement. So let me get it. Up to go with the 27 months. Thank you so much for being a member. Okay. I thought she did too. Didn't she ask for a public defender? I have no idea. Flop it like BHB got a pot to piss in. She's too busy so in Tennessee and focused on Nancy and Guthrie. She keeps on milking every day. And sticks and weed, repub, smoke dabs, defects, blah, blah, blah. Check to make sure you're allowed to kick out notifications. Yeah, I always get them delayed. Okay, so let me try to make this very clear. Thank you, dogs. Very sick and disturbing. These creators don't realize the personal stress they put on themselves creating discord. Look at all of them creating chaos, have aged and weathered. Even their hair takes hits, dry and falling out or greasy. That is true, which is why I stay out of things like that. But it cracks me up because there was this whole hate campaign, right? And this is what these people do. They create a hate campaign. They all hate bond, if you will, and they join and they go at it. And then the minute something doesn't go their way or whatever, they then jump and they get a new target and they go at it. Conveniently, the same people who have berated and made Truth out to be this big, horrible monster are now the same ones that are trying to act like they have any empathy or care or concern. And he's not so bad after all. That is how they don't stand on morals. It's not standing on integrity. It is standing on situational convenience to get as many people to go after the same person as they can. That's what they're doing. Okay. That's exactly what is happening. Right. It's like they test out going at each creator until they find one that gets them views and money. Right now is you. Of course it is. Isn't that how most of them got views and money to begin with? By being associated or quote unquote friends with? Yes. Thank you. I know the answer myself. BJ's own mouth, when they got their paperwork, she said both of them at truancy court August 25th. Craigie in the background said he's getting a lawyer. BJ said something about getting a public defender. Yeah. Oh. It was 2 years ago. Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that they are weaponizing private calls around a missing child's case. Yeah. While, conveniently leaving many things out. The other day I had a live stream, and unfortunately I had to private it because there was concern that where I was located was doxxed after that, creepy guy was around. But during all of that, I have stated everything I could. And I've made it very crystal clear where my position is and where my position was that day. People want to switch that now, but they had no issue with it then. And that's because it is organized to be that way. Very organized to be that way. Sadly, the standard here by certain self absorbed, delusional people is to create narratives that bolster their hate and their own agendas. For who and for what? That's really the question. I can only be as clear with this as I can that my priority was to protect the integrity of an active investigation while preserving the dignity of the missing child. That hasn't changed 2 years later. It still remains. It was not for me to create more online content or fuel further public speculation. Most importantly, my interaction with the parent of a missing teenager was documented, and the information felt to be relevant was provided to law enforcement 2 years ago. It serves no purpose to disclose publicly every detail of this interaction. None at all. And it also serves no purpose to confront the parent on any panel. Of course, it would serve a purpose if my goal was attention through clicks and views. However, it's complete opposite. The details of this interaction were thought to be discussed privately. There is no gain in any manner from what was thought to be private discussions about a serious matter, regardless of whether a certain few want to assert the details were fabricated or not. Make no mistake, confrontation is a job for law enforcement. I'm not law enforcement. An investigation is a job for law enforcement and those who are qualified to investigate. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not qualified. I learned a very heavy lesson early on. And I took my lesson and I took my quote unquote ball and I walked away. You also can't help but realize my involvement in targeted, frivolous litigation. Therefore, I've held on to not only personal restraint, but legal restraint. Please don't mistake that for anything other than just that. I am not the only one that had conversations, not the only one that had uncomfortable conversations. I'm not the only one that was quote unquote speaking to the stepfather of a missing child. This is nothing more than convenience to distract, to create a hate mob, and to self preserve. And unfortunately, that all comes at the expense of Sebastian Rogers, the child we all claim to have cared about. You don't have to believe me. I don't care if you believe me. I have no reason to lie about such personal details in private. It was never clicks, it was never views, It was never sought out by I never sought this stuff out. And yeah, it just is what it is. And it's nice that others don't have legal responsibilities or restraint preventing them. Congratulations. But ask yourselves why not? Ask yourselves why not? What's the difference in speaking to Seth? It's no different than people speaking to Chris and Katie. Yeah, I never spoke to Katie. What was on my panel the other day, I heard a mother who has not been convicted crying. I'm sorry that I didn't pull out and litigate every single detail of every conversation. I didn't think it was appropriate when you hear a mother whose child is missing, sobbing hysterically, to say, hey, are you aware of the conversations that your husband had? I'm sorry if people felt that that was me being disingenuous. I'm sorry if people felt like I was lying then or now. Again, I would have no purpose to lie in private amongst people who were also having their own concerns and questions. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not an investigator. And it was all new and it was all scary and it was all very confusing. I have maintained that truth was not lying. I just don't have the freedom to come out here and sing and whistle like a bird. I'm sorry. It must be nice though for a lot of you who have anonymity, who are nothing more than a cheesy YouTube name, to feel that you would be so strong and so brave and you would confront this and you confront that. That is a luxury that I do not have. I am happy and thankful that you guys do. Isn't that nice? No, I don't straight talk her. What I was saying is he wasn't lying about my experience and I could not change his. I cannot confirm nor deny his because I wasn't on those phone calls. Everything else, I don't know because there was a lot of speculation thrown in with facts. I don't know everything as factual. I don't know everything as not being factual. All I know is my personal experience, the things I was told, the things that matched up with things others were told, and it was scary. It's scary. We don't know who these people are. I'm sorry if people don't like that or can't understand it. It doesn't change or dismiss everything Seth Rogers himself said either. And you have to notice that there are people who, regardless of knowing about these private conversations, who knew about them this entire time, who have experienced their own, are now coming out 2 years later. And not only are they weaponizing these personal details about a missing child and his parents, but they themselves stood and defended those parents. And now they're claiming to feel otherwise. Well, isn't it amazing how you suddenly feel otherwise? I don't know how people claim to stand on anything around here. Yeah, you want me to confront a mother who hasn't been convicted, who's literally hyperventilating about the things she's hearing? It is what it is. Again, you all need the clicks and views. You all need a new pitchfork. You all need a reason and a purpose and a reason to justify why you flipped, why you dislike me, why you no longer care. That's fine. Find it. Do it. Do what the fuck you need to do. What you won't do is you won't catch me slipping, try to get me thrown in some litigation while you all conveniently sat back and never had to worry about shit. Now, ain't that some timing? People don't stand for shit, and you most certainly don't stand for victims. They are all about destruction. They absolutely all are. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. The timing is unfortunate. The convenience of it all is unfortunate. It's unfortunate these people are such mind fucks with what they do. It's unfortunate that they're so manipulative and they switch it that others are manipulative. It's unfortunate they're not coming clean about their own experiences. All of it is so gosh darn unfortunate. But what's truly unfortunate is that the same people that stood up and claimed to be against the exploitation and the nasty things being put publicly on this child's name are the same ones that are now proudly standing and doing so themselves. That's what's truly unfortunate. And there are certain people out here that take on the identities of others. There are certain people out here that are conveniently trying to switch. It is what it is. These people are sick. I don't care. You can think I'm the sick one. You can paint me as the biggest liar. Hell, you want to tell me people didn't see that video about me 2 years ago and stand by me? Now all of a sudden it's factual and it needs to be used and they act all shocked and surprised? You don't think these same people that sat there and called Seth Rogers out for being a deplorable father are now doing the same thing and saying they back him? The same people that built their entire platform off going at Britney for being a tragedy pimp are now sitting there and doing the same exact actions. You don't think people recognize that? I never changed or switched up. I didn't do anything different. These people are the ones acting 100% different. So while Chris Proudfoot may call me Jess, and some of you found that's being appropriate, I recall Seth Rogers calling Brittany Nicole Non-Black Jackson a tragedy pimp who used his child, not Sebastian Rodriguez, to pay her bills. Again, we aren't the same. Stand proud in all of your messy glory, but don't forget you were smack dab in the middle of it. Smack dab in the middle of it. 2 years later, all of a sudden, they want to throw up their hands and say, it was all of them. It wasn't me. Fuck out of here. People don't stand for shit. They know you are unable to fully defend yourself because of legal restrictions, and they're taking advantage of that. Believe what you want. We know, Granny. Thank you. Breakin says they are the ones who did an entire flip, then acting like we are nutters. I agree. That's what I'm saying. If that was an enterprise, if that was proof of corruption or this or that, well, they were right in the middle of it. No? Okay. Yeah, I stopped communication. That's all I'm going to say. They know that. And nobody knew that phone call was being recorded. Nobody. It was not asked. It was not stated. Spoke to the other person. That's simply not true. And yeah. I have always stood with Granny's Watch, and I stand with Granny's Watch. At this moment, I intend to continue standing. Thank you, Lip Locked. I think him calling you Jess makes sense. He was having a serious conversation. Calling you Granny would have been more odd. That's what I mean. These people, they can't compartmentalize YouTube from the real world. And it is fucking unfortunate. This is nothing more and has been nothing more than clicks and views for them. Not for all, for many. And they forget at the center is an actual child. They forget at the center is actual parents who have not been convicted, who have not been found guilty. Just because I didn't characterize my conversation the same way others did, that does not mean that I was being dishonest then or now. I have made it very clear. If you listen closely, you can hear that I was definitely purposely, intentionally trying to keep the accusation where it was. But I did not refrain from stating that it went down uncomfortable paths. Yes, it's crazy, isn't it, Missy Lowe? And again, if that was all a distraction, that was all organized to distract, well, then who was right there doing it at the time? Must be convenient to walk away and then act like you were nothing more but a, like you weren't right there in the middle of it all. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about it. I did not know that, B-Fam, and I wish I had. I agree, my dad's fave. I did admit it. And I admitted it again in the stream I did the other day when the guy was there But because I was unsure and I didn't have a computer or anything to word search, and I didn't quite frankly care to go back over my own stream to find out, but I admitted it there as well too. And that is not the goal though. The goal isn't for me to admit anything. The goal is to paint me as negatively as they can. That's the real goal. That was the goal they had for Brittany that they now simp for. That was the goal they had for Seth that they now simp for. That was the goal they had for many people. That and let me and make no. I seen somebody write a comment, right? Granny's been a creator for 5 years and she doesn't have any other creator friends besides Clue. First off, you're wrong about that. Secondly, they're associates. You know why? Because nobody on this place is your friend. This is a drama community, and the minute they feel that you didn't follow their narrative or push their agenda, you become part of it. That's not a reflection on me, Tuts. Not at all. You think any of these people are suddenly Brittany's friends? You think any of these people are suddenly each other's friends? YouTube isn't my real life. I got real life fucking friends, okay? You people are so distorted. Touch some damn grass. Unbelievably disgusting. Thank you, Missy Lou. Keep your head up, GW. We see what they are trying to do. Thank you. The way that conversation was twisted, too. I wasn't like, oh, yeah, deep fakes. It's just fucking ridiculous. I was given a short end of a long conversation, unsure if I was exaggerating it, if they knew some of the things I knew, but not all of that's being exposed, is it? Only the parts that paint me a certain way, which, again, of course. Congratulations to you. Thank you, Irish Eyes, for the full send. Thank you, Fat Lady, for the hell yes. Whoa, like 5 of them. Thank you so much. Just a little floater. Thank you. They're never going to succeed. You've built a real community, not a bunch of wandering haters. Yeah, they're only feeding the situational haters anyway, so. Yeah. Everyone shots have been saying you did like is so dirty because he exposed you never met, while BJ tried our own people she never met. What Brittany is doing with all of that is actually interference in a restraining order, and I will be taking care of that. He himself has said stop using him in all of this, which is smart. If you think that you're able to get an RO out of fear of being exposed, that is absolutely ridiculous. If you think I was able to go into courts and say, I'm just afraid I'm going to be exposed. No, you need some damn evidence, especially being across state lines, to even get a restraining order. PA don't hand them out willy-nilly. And you think it was upheld in appellate court too because it was willy-nilly? Come on now. This is what I mean. People just, it don't matter. It does. These are the same people that spent 2 years going at Brittany and now switch everything they see and feel about her. Okay? This is what these people do. This is nothing new. Use whatever you have to use. Say whatever you have to say. Paint whatever narrative you have to paint. Because at the same time, your own picture's becoming very clear. I heard Brittany said, oh, because Granny's litigious. Hell yeah, I am. When it comes to you, sure am. You should have never sued me. You think you're a victim of that too? Is that what your new friends are making you think? Because they sure as hell didn't feel that way when they were using you to build up their channel. Oh, you bitches are wild. Fucking crazy. Everything you claim not to be. Hey, there was a saying, though. The longer you try to fight the monster, the sooner you become. And that's what I've seen. Deflect all your poor choices and all your insanity onto me. Yeah, that sticks. That sticks well. I know, Petra, but right. That for some reason that was considered a lie that led to, let's go balls to the walls and join the hate campaign that they held on to for 2 years now. At the end of the day, you might do a little damage to me and my reputation. You may. But this will always stick on that child's name. This will always stick on that family's name. And it will always stick on yours. Thank you, One Red. Exactly, Logi's mom. It's crazy. It's unfortunate I didn't believe that, Tracy, but see it clear as day. Exactly, July. Oh, well, yeah, still Miss Mary. I'm not too sure, actually. She said to Jones that she would never use that call for a beef for the child, then flipped on you and started hanging out transcripts. Yeah, I had a discussion with somebody, and I recall all of that in hindsight. And that was being misrepresented then too, but of course, how would I know that? I just believed what I was being told because I didn't watch these people to know any differently. Um, I do, agent. I do. Miss Lisa, thank you so much. Let them cook. Right there he is. A good question. I don't know, but I saw that Kramit, who, this is what I mean. There was always this storyline, but it's weird because it was always that these people connected back to the green team. And I can go down a whole conspiracy myself of what that means and who really is quote unquote working for the green team. But it's amazing how that narrative now turned to I'm the one that's bad. I'm the one that, if you don't go along with their BS, you will be attacked anyway. They can get to you, right? Lady K9, thank you. Laura, thank you for the chili. I mean, I can go revisit all of that, Ellie, but I won't. I'm not going to anymore. I don't give a fuck. What I will say, and we're going to get into where is it? These people oh, of course I can up to good. Not just messages. uh So people are saying, certain people who put themselves at the center of everybody's world. You want to talk about people that can't keep YouTube friends. Some of these people had really close subscribers that ended up walking away from them. Ones that even visited their house and family. Anyway, they claimed that I just started bringing up a.
Hey, guess what? I feel really important this morning.
Yeah.
Mrs. Stearns called into Turtle Island again to vote me off yesterday.
No way. Did she really?
She sure did. She called me a twit. Last time I was a twat. Now I'm a twit.
Oh, a twit twat.
I'm like, is this real life, man?
Dude, I seen her over in the comments of allegedly Jesus Christ, I'm going to draw a blank here. Anyway, apparently she was emailing with Steven or whatever. And his mother was writing in the comments, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, allegedly speculating?
Yes.
She commented? No shit.
Yeah, she was. She
Wild.
was. She actually called her like a low down addict or something like that. What? Yeah. I mean, I take being a twit swat over a fucking murder and a pedo.
But my God, why would you bring attention to yourself like that?
That was well over a year ago. So you all heard it yourselves. Yeah. You know what I hate more than anything? I hate that I actually felt bad for people. I hate that I actually thought I cared about people or that I even knew them. Fuck them all is how I feel. Fuck every single one of them. I think right now people are relying on the fact that I haven't put out anything personal. I haven't revealed any conversations or any texts or anything like that. But don't mistake that for that I won't or I can't, because I will and I can. I think they've gotten comfortable in the fact of that. Oh, of course I have, Bex. Now they're pretending it's all brand spanking new, and I'm only bringing it up because who she's friends with. Has nothing to do with the fact that she said she was going to make it her mission to quote unquote destroy me. No. And then when that silly fucking weird ass bitch came on the screen crying, I actually felt bad for her. I actually felt bad for her. And I said, you know what? I know what it's like to be afraid. Because of what they're putting out now, I have people that are absolutely claiming that I helped murder or covered up a murder, and that don't endanger me. But your friend who literally made the choice to play fussies with Stephen Stearns, everybody's supposed to say, oh, it's okay, she learned and she feels bad. Well, you know damn well that what I experienced was the last time I experienced it, and I moved forth and I did the appropriate thing. It's not like I was all, oh, let's just keep juicing it up and blah, blah, blah. No, is being misrepresented to pitch a narrative that fits. And that's so sad. So unfortunate. So insane. Well, so's the other one, the Hatter's Madness. So I can't wait till that all comes together. Yeah, I didn't take its QB where it exploded. I mentioned it multiple times in passing. Absolutely did. It's situational. Hear what they want to hear so they can justify their next move. I have people stating that I denied ever having that three-way phone call. That never happens. I have people, thank you for the floating heart. It doesn't matter. They're going to move strategically to do what they want to do. I've been saying what they're doing now could throw you more legal with Seth in Tennessee and BHB federally. People think you have private communications. I don't. That's the thing. Nothing went further than what that was 2 years ago. And yeah, no. But it can also throw them, right? Which is why I think some guys so insulted to be reminded that they also were communicating with and continue communicating with the Proudfoots. Prex, thank you for the high five. Poetic Justice, good morning. Right. Let's not forget, Seth had private communications with a bunch of YouTubers and a supposed litigation lounge. What? Seth had oh my God. Whatever. Hey, the Wandering Sub. Right? Hey, me too, my dad's fave, and I never withheld that either. It's very convenient. Very convenient. Northern Lash said, the lower they sink, the higher you rise. As always, proud to support you. Thank you. Suez62 says, morning granny has been way longer than the 3 months. And Jenny's here for us says, woohoo, 3 months. Thank you guys so much. Very convenient. I agree. For everything, he thought he had info to actually help. Maybe he does. I mean, that what I've always stood on is anything, at least for me, went to LE. So, what's a fact for one is same for others. Apologies are shallow if their turns know your entire argument upside down. That I think for me, Marshall or Ellie, good morning, Marshall, is what it is. It's like I can understand because we all do that, right? We all learn things and it changes our perspectives. I've never made my platform or I've never withheld that all three parents are possibly responsible or they're possibly not. We were never going to solve it. I've always said that. Um I don't get this idea though that if you no longer like one, you suddenly have to support the other. And that goes for creators and it goes for the parents. I get perspectives change, but you mean to tell me your whole entire perspective changed so much so that everything you stood up for or stood on for a year plus, maybe two, is now different? Really? That's crazy. Crazy. I don't know if she's denying having ever spoke to him. I don't know if that's what's happening. It has been told though, Everett. It has. And again, we don't even know if it's true or not. But it has been stated. I've heard it been stated by several people actually. So, I don't know. But this is what happens in all these type of cases. There's facts, there's speculation, there's conspiracies, and at the end of the day, there's no way to distinguish everything in between. And that's just what it is. And that's just what it's going to be. Right, my dad's fave. And I don't think any of it being public changes anything either. Um but I get for how some they feel it does. Anyhow, it's crazy. Yeah, I know he keeps feeling that way, Demon, and I'm sorry he feels that way, but that's simply not true from my perspective, and I've never changed that. Somebody pointed out that the big upset was that I, at that time, confided in somebody I thought was a friend with kind of the uncomfortableness of it all. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if you guys ever been in this position, and it's not an easy one to be in. But I did not seek it out. And I've learned from it, and I would never, ever, ever um, get involved on that level ever again. I wish that I could come out here and say everything that I know or that I heard, or how this led to this, and this conversation with this person led to this speculation. I wish I could do that. But I can't. And at the end of the day, like I said, this is an open investigation, and there is still a child at the center of it all. And I don't know what anything of what I heard to be factual, to be rumor, to be intentionally said. And I'm not talking about by other creators. I'm talking in general. Um, I have not withheld that this case has been very heavy and icky from the onstart. I have never withheld that I wish there was a way to that there wasn't this divide of us versus them, because it would have made things make a lot more sense a lot earlier on. And I don't know what else other than that. Right. On top of that, I was being sued. I heard somebody say, "Oh, Granny just likes playing the victim." It's amazing. No, I wasn't playing the victim when they understood the severity of what was taking place. I have always said I don't know why it was me. I was the least involved. And it was obviously because of Brittany and my location that I became the target. That has been clear. People can try to switch that now too. That's fine. Um, that lawsuit was clearly frivolous, and if it wasn't, well, then all of you should have stepped up and recognized your positions as does, because you're now trying to claim there was some validity behind that, yet you were does. You can make the internet forget where you were a year ago, 2 years ago, but a lot of us do recall, a lot of us do remember, and you were right there. And if you weren't right there, you were right here by my side. But nobody, I done no different than anybody else. And that's the God's honest truth. And all of them were essential targets of these people. It just so happened that Barbecue and I had to be the ones to, based off location, prevent it from getting to a place where they could have all been attached to it. I do feel like with this second wind that is happening, there are people that were probably given a choice, and they're making their choice very publicly known. That one putting me on the radar for these guys led off into now 2 other lawsuits. I'm not including my personal situation with Brittany sending a C&D. I've heard people cry over being called fucking names. I heard people reach out to police and DAs over being called names. And yet I'm playing the victim because I'm being frivolously sued in 3 separate ways. And I'm playing the victim of that. That's amazing to me. I don't know how that's playing the victim. What, am I not supposed to talk about my own lawsuit? Am I not supposed to pretend it's happening? I don't come out here every day crying about it. That's what's crazy about all of it. Right. Back when the RICO was filed, you were not even friends with any of them. Maybe Jay a little, but you adulted with the rest and didn't know Barbecue. So how were you the head? Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? I think so too, Bex. And that's unfortunate they feel that way because it certainly is not that way. Um, Certainly not for me, anyhow. Good morning, Danny. It's almost like they are jailhouse lawyers. Yeah. Speaking of jailhouse, did you hear about the hidden emails that AS did not come out with? That's what I said, DJ. Isn't it nice to have the freedoms? But why aren't they? Yeah. You can't help but laugh at the fucking insanity because this is nothing more than what these people are good at. They claim that there are organized attempts to destroy people, but yet who's always at the center of these quote unquote organized attempts? I have, Nana. Yeah. Who's always at the center? Who's organizing what? This is a fucking drama community that people have tried to put into some real world serious allegations. It's crazy. Oh, absolutely, agent. Spears all of it. Sure is. It's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. And seeing the things that they used to judge on, they're now justifying. And the things they used to justify, they're now judging. Oh, bless it be. I can't fucking fathom being that easily swayed and talk about everybody else is all about clicks and views. I don't know. Kramit just dropped text messages. See, and that was the thing. Like Kramit was involved in Crime Reels. I was never involved with these people. Right? Never say never. You're right. Yes, there were more emails AS didn't share. Yes, there were more emails she did not share. Isn't that crazy? I have no idea, Jada. Rocky said, I was on clues when she uncovered there were missing emails, but it wasn't really a surprise. People freaked out over Julie filing something that could get BJ a slap on the wrist, but filing numerous criminal charges on you and Barbecue is okay. And encouraging them to put charges on QB and shit. Right, Demon. So you have to wonder if there was a RICO, then who was really at the lead of it? And who's at the lead of it now? My position, my truth, and my situation has not changed. Thank you, Great and Grace. FOIA and court documents on our Patreon. There's one named Granny Rico. Yeah. Kramit was definitely a scapegoat. She's apologized, took accountability, and has tried several times to right the wrongs. Well, that's what I mean. Everybody's a scapegoat. Everybody is. And there's one thing I want to acknowledge because it was stated. No, you know, I'm not going to acknowledge it. Fuck it. Fuck it. In due time, people who think that people that are currently surrounding them like hungry sharks to feed their narrative are their friends or ever gave a fuck about them, they're going to wake up and realize otherwise. And that is fact. They will wake up, they will realize otherwise, and they will have to live with that. And that's something they'll have to figure out. Well, then so are they, Mike, right? I mean, you can't have one without the other. You it's like it. I honestly have to ask: are people this fucking blinded? Are they this fucking ridiculously crazy? Do they really not see it for what it is? Gee, fucking golly. Thank you, Miss W. My favorite skating goat. Listen, that's a real saying, you assholes. Anyway, oh. Oh yeah, Bax. While everybody's talking about illegal and criminal and breaking the law and all of that, they are doing just that. And they don't even know it. And that's what's crazy. And they're also waving their hand and saying, hey, this whole time while you were targeting certain people, we knew the info too. That's what they're really doing. They think they're putting a big red target on my back, but they're also opening themselves to one. And they just may find it. I don't know. Oh, absolutely it is. I don't need to read PA laws on it. I have a lawyer. No, they actually wrote that too. Oh my fucking God. Imagine saying that YouTube acquaintances is a fucking Rico. Aren't these the same people that laughed at it then and now they're trying to put some seriousness behind it now? And like subscribers don't see that? It's crazy. And then if that's the case and they have justifications for why they were in the middle of it, then didn't they put you all in a dangerous situation with dangerous people that are running a dangerous Rico? I don't know, Italy. I really haven't bothered with any of that because that was all kind of minimal, if you will. Now I got to change this about because that's not what this was about. Right, Petra? Well, they're smack dab in the middle, huh? Right. Brittany is as giddy as a pig and well, that's what she is. So Brittany's loving every moment of this because for her, this brings her some type of what word she like to use? Validation. You know what's crazy about that? That if we're to believe everything they're saying now and not what they said then weren't you nothing more than a punching bag for all of them? And yet you're now considering these people your friends? You now think they all suddenly care about you? That is the goofiest thing I ever heard. That is the craziest thing. Yeah, same, Jen K. It's actually deplorable. You have all these people that are claiming, oh, this puts AS in danger. The choice she made, the lies she made, the excuses she made, and claim that they're giving grace because it was a year ago and she learned. Yet she wasn't even honest, not her first, second, third, or even current time in discussing all of it. Okay. Yet they're saying it puts her in danger. Yet you have people that are literally running with that I was involved in some hidden cover up for this missing child, and they know that's not fucking true. And they know that they were as involved, if not more. And yet that's the narrative being pushed. And you're saying that doesn't put somebody in danger? I literally seen people comment that we murdered Sebastian. How disgusting is that? How gross is that? How reckless is that? Well, that's what's crazy. BJ's abundance. Again, Brittany acting shocked that anybody had communications with the Proudfoots while she had open communication with Seth and joined a whole litigation with them and had all of this going on. It's kind of, it is defamation, agent. They some of them don't even know the true definition of that word. That's what I'm saying, Kathy. I kept my mouth shut publicly on a platform where I didn't feel any of it was necessary. Yeah, Seth was her mod. Don't ever forget that. Seth was her mod. Seth was being judged on the stuff that Seth was putting out publicly. That's what Seth was being judged on. I think so, Dr. Snowflakes, but I'm not sure. Because what really sucked is at that time during these conversations, I didn't know who was who and who was doing what. And I didn't know what to believe and I didn't know what not to believe. I didn't know what was factual and I didn't know what wasn't factual. And I still don't. I still don't. What, Nicola? Josen's post about nonsense saying you liked Queen, blah, blah, blah. BJ post, I'm just glad nonsense knows truth. I said, BJ, these people hate you. Talk shit for 3 years. People went off. Huh. Yeah. There was a lot of conflicting feelings. People don't simply just overnight change how they feel about someone, especially when they had such hatred behind it. I agree, Michaela. But they didn't just switch how they feel about me. No, because that would be understandable, right? I hear things and I'm like, oh, you know what? You start to side eye somebody, you start to distance yourself, you start just not fuck with them at all. But they didn't just suddenly decide they don't like me. They now suddenly decide they also like Brittany. They didn't just suddenly decide that they dislike me. They also now suddenly decide that they believe Seth Rogers. See, it's one thing to decide you no longer like a person. It's a whole other to change everything you claim to have stood on for 2+ years. That's what's wild. That's where people should be questioning. Are they feeding their truth or are they feeding their need for subscribers? Who's really about clicks and views? You don't think it would be a headline breaker then or now? If I decide to come out with everything I've ever been told? If it was about clicks and views and money? Right, Demon Chihuahua? And here's the thing. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It is literally crazy. You can't help but think this is crazy. But this is what these type of drama people do because they need to keep the drama views, right? And none of behind any of it is not morals, integrity, decency, none of that. And they have to try to diminish your morals, your integrity, your decency to cover up the obvious, blatant lack of their own. And that's what it comes down to. And it's really disheartening to see people stand so strongly that because I didn't confront what I thought was a crying mother on stream, but I didn't confront right then and there and go into the nitty gritty that meant I lied about it all. Oh, that's fine. If you don't think I have it all documented, if you don't think I could come out here and put everything on a screen, I could, but I won't. Not until at the end of the day, um, this investigation, or at minimum, Sebastian gets answers. That's what I'm saying, Wendy, but people don't see it that way. Could you fathom who would? Who would confront a oh my god, I couldn't. I'm sorry, my heart couldn't get me to do it. I just kept saying this all comes down to a missing child. This is their real lives. My speculation, my feelings, my interpretation of things, my what made me uncomfortable and what didn't was the least important thing at that moment. But not for the vultures who wanted everything delved into, who craved nothing more but to hurt people or see people hurt. To them, no, no, no. The most important thing was that either you stand up in that moment and say this, this, and this, or they can use it to then say you are a liar. Of course, there is certain Sebastian into all of this, Demon. Of course they are. They have to. And they have to try to convince you all at the end of it that they actually give a crap about him or any of these parents. That's what I'm saying, red flags, not just when it comes to truth, but when it comes to anybody. For a couple weeks, they were told truth is horrible and they angrily nod along. Then one day they're told truth isn't so bad and they agree. And guess what? Some people, and I, you know what? I'll say this: truth deserves a chance to be seen for truth. He does. But that phone call is not why these people's opinions or perspectives changed. There was already negative thoughts and opinions there. But that's fine. And it's crazy that subs just blindly go along with it. But whatever. Right. Well, they use that MJ's life to say that I was speaking inappropriately with the father because they don't know the context of the entirety. And for them, all they saw while we were unknowingly being recorded for alleged LE purposes, which makes no sense because then admit it that you don't know if anything was stated truthfully or not. Just an excuse to record people, which is wild because wasn't there this whole big, oh my God, Granny recorded big thing going on at one point? Okay. Okay. Anyhow, I can either yeah, I mean it is what it is. It is what it is. That was the whole point of the call is that they weren't appropriate. It's crazy. Uh you can MJs. So did I, laid back, and nothing else mattered. I'm sorry that people felt otherwise. Why don't they invite Chris up on their panel and confront them about their conversations? I don't know. There's no critical thinking. Is you do what I say, you believe what I say, or you got to go, and they may end up plain as day crazy. Facts. No, Punky. Mm-mm. Right, Jada. But it wasn't. And it wasn't it was yeah. I'm fucking limited on what I can say. I don't know what people don't understand about that. Oh, but he's okay now. For the people that have been painting him out as this big, scary, dangerous man, he's now not. That's the point of what these people are saying. I didn't plan that, straight talker. I had no intent on even bringing any of that up because of the position I was put in. All I could do is say what I said, and that's it. No, she duped me and many others. I'm not the first person she's done this to. People want to say, well, Granny did this to Jay. First off, I didn't. If you go back when all that happened, I was trying to tell people not everything's as it seems. Follow your heart. I still to this day have never disparaged Jay, but I can. She had to get nonsense in her head to try to convince nonsense that she was some big hero that defended her when she fucking didn't. And she's trying to use her situation and act like the same thing happened to her that happened to Jay when it isn't. And she wants to sit there and say it was planned and it was plotted. Well, she didn't speak up then. She's only speaking up now because she needs Jay, and she needs Jay to back her on what she's saying. That's the only reason she's speaking now. I'm not the first person that has experienced this with NS. I'm not. So you guys want to talk about, oh, creator friends. Let's talk about the friends that actually met in real life. Let's talk about the people that went and stayed days in each other's homes. Where are they all at? I'm so glad they can't, Michaela. The only ones they can gaslight are the ones who want a reason to justify their own need for a new target, and that's fine. Again, at the end of the day, I am not going to jeopardize and I am not going to disparage the integrity or dignity of a missing child or his investigation. What I have and what I know has gone to the proper avenues it needed to. If it was going to solve the case, it would have solved the case when it happened 2 years ago. I can't remember every single bits and piece of every single thing. I may not remember everything 100% correctly. I know that they're looking for me to misspeak on one simple thing so they can scream, look, lie. But that's not true. It's unfortunate that, again, at one point, everybody stood against using this child in this format. Isn't that the reason Brittany was the coverage of NS for so long? And now all of a sudden, they themselves are doing it. And it's so shameful. It's so deplorable. And it's so telling to who they are. But if you want to use your hate blinders to see it differently, then bless your heart. It's intentionally cruel what they have been doing to you. Disgusting women I don't even recognize. Trash. Thank you, Painted Rocks. They need a hate mob. They always have. It happens to everybody. Guy working the popcorn machine. Dude ended up getting charged for salt and buttery. Thank you, James. I agree, Mrs. Fletcher. What are they achieving? Temporary views, money, kudos, if you will. But temporary. Because you don't go from hating somebody and their subscribers to suddenly all being BFFs. I am so thankful to all of you that are here today, here and on Kick. I'm thankful to all of you that have not turned your back to join a hate mob against me. I'm thankful to all of you that are still able to see things for exactly what they are. And I appreciate it. And I am so thankful that I have built a community that has been here and we have experienced this before. And they're just, yeah, I'm just thankful for you all. What may be offensive to you may not be offensive to me. So private conversations are insignificant to me. They need to stop tragedy pimping Sebastian. Yeah. Well, that's what I said, Shadow. I wasn't necessarily lying. I wasn't agreeing with the characterization. And but I did not withhold that there were uncomfortable things. People cannot remember word for word in conversations within minutes if they had to repeat them. So, of course, older conversations won't be remembered verbatim. Yeah, I mean, it was a stressful time. There was a lot going on. It was over 2 years ago. I wasn't the only one that was kind of conversing amongst each other and lining up notes. And like I said before, what may have seemed innocent in this phone call, when you hear it tied in with this statement of that call, suddenly it becomes a red flag. Is it really a red flag, or is it just how you felt? I don't know. I don't know. If it was a red flag, I feel like we would have had answers to where Sebastian is today. Yeah, I agree, Demon. Yeah. Just always remember your community stands with you. Thank you. Hello, sunshine. Right. People interpret what they hear differently than what the speaker meant. It's human nature. Right. And we interpret things based on our own experiences. I said all of this. It's not lying by not coming out here and screaming everything I know. I'm sorry. I've learned very valuable lessons throughout all of this, though. I'll tell you that. I certainly have. And one valuable lesson I learned is that AS is a psychotic bitch who used not one, not two, but three different identities to justify playing fussies with a pedo. And what you have right now is a hate campaign against me to distract from that. That's what you have right now. Marina girl, thank you so much. Thank you for being a member. Miss Mary, I really appreciate that. That's what you have right now. It's crazy to me that people don't see that for what it is, but they will. Tammy, thank you. And and eventually, and you can mark my word, they will use this situation with her three personalities and her excuses and her this and that. They will use this against her one day. The same way these same people stood against me that I'm not a cancer scammer, and now all of a sudden acting like all of that is new to them. Yet Brittany replayed that video on repeat and they defended me against it. This is what these people do. At one point, I was the one in danger. I was the one needing protection. I was the one they cared and loved for. Right? Right? Now all of a sudden, I'm everything I never was. Yet I'm not the one that changed. Do I need to replay that video again? MJ's life? Did everybody hear it? Do we need to replay it? Yeah, I would never, ever, ever. I have learned so much. You can bank on that. We need to play that video again where Jay and I had a conversation about it well over a year ago. Thank you, dogs. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate all of you over here on Kick. Thank you. I don't care either way what he said to you. It doesn't help find Sebastian. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. In some people's minds, it just paints a picture that was different than presented to the public. And I understand that. I respect that. But I don't think the public needed that picture when Ellie had it. And if Ellie felt, whatever, the case would have been solved. So sad that it's not. You ain't lying there. Such cockiness, honestly, is crazy to me. She twisted it to make it about herself. Well, of course. Still blows my mind watching it happen. They stand for nothing. Yeah. Thank you, Andrea Mom's good to see you. That's it, Mrs. Fletcher. I can point out a few more for you. This is what these people do, and this is how manipulative it is, right? They knew that pushing truth on this would get him to a breaking point, rightfully. No, I won't say rightfully so, but of course, right? Vulnerable, whatever the reasons may be. So they get him there. They get him to spill all of this, which they knew he was holding. They knew that. And now they're going to try to clean up his image and make him feel better by suddenly saying he's not so bad or they agree with him. What? Okay. Definitely envy. Who wrote that? Sweet Lulu is definitely envy. Then started sending CDs to shut people up. Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Hey, Pino. Appreciate that. Definitely smash that like. They finally found the weakest link. No, but they will. They will. or just troll comment on a public platform. I felt the same way, Demon. I don't know. I mean, if I want to put on some tinfoil hat, I could go down a whole conspiracy myself. I could go down a whole conspiracy myself with all of that. I wasn't involved in that. I was woken up in the middle of the night to that. I immediately went up and said, that's not Clues X. And I immediately went up and tried to have her back on it. But, I know 8 to 10 hours. I mean, that's like if I keep, commercials do this. A commercial that wants you to buy their product, throughout the commercial, they'll say the product's name X amount of times, right? Because it's a form of brainwash. It's a technique that is used. The minute anyone they attack starts agreeing with them, they aren't so bad. Facts. Absolutely agree. What's crazy is that when this same conversation was being held over Nonsense's head months ago, by Jones and allegedly, she ran to me to stop it from getting out there to protect the integrity of this missing child. Which is wild, isn't it? Now I look back at all the things said about Chaz, Amethyst, Jones, and Nunya, all of it, and I'm like, wow. Y'all want to keep pointing out Granny stopped being friends with Jay and Nonsense. Look how many people they stopped being friends with. Oh, you haven't? I have. Others have too. I agree that the target was me and Jay that day. Demon Chihuahua. I think we both were a target. That I agree with. Oh, I also heard Jay asked another creator if they're going live as she'll send people there. Exactly the same as when they were friends here. None of this is a Rico. They know it's not a Rico. This is what I'll never understand. And again, maybe it's something to do with me, but as I stated earlier, I can understand falling out with people. I can understand not liking people. I can understand seeing things differently. What I can't understand is going against everything you claim to have stood for. That's what I'll never understand. What I don't understand is how it's an abuse of courts and now it's due justice. What I'll never understand is how it wasn't a RICO and now it is. I'll never understand is how Seth Rogers gives me the heebie-jeebies and now he doesn't. Again, this conversation isn't new for these people. Don't forget that. This is 2 years ago. And they still stood on their platforms and they still went at Seth Rogers and they still defended me and they still stood in everything. Until when? Until the truth was no longer valuable. Until the support stopped. And now they have to get the support of the opposing side. So now they take on the opposing views. Don't tell me I lack fucking morals. Don't tell me this point paints a picture about me. Wake up, people. Wake up. I'm done on that topic because bitches be thirsty as hell. Anyway, new emails came out. Anybody shocked by that? I suppose even the breakup one. Not exactly sure because I still to this day have not followed entirely all of it. Thank you, Sean. If you haven't, please take a moment, smash that thumbs up. I think one of them have been cahoots with that night the whole time, one more so than the other. I guess the one that claims it was all a troll, perhaps. I don't know. Ines was the first to call Brittany out before she ever even knew you, and she says that often. Yet now Brittany is not so bad, and you attacked her more than she ever attacked you. What? You're right. After Brittany filed this litigation against me, I put my foot on her neck. Sure did. Sure did. Who wouldn't? Hell, some of these people put their foots on her neck for the same thing, and it wasn't even against them. But that's all right. I don't need the validation of you two because I have the validation of the courts, okay? I don't need YouTube to tell me or tell the world that this wasn't a RICO, that their 42 counts were based off bullshit, that it wasn't a reality. Let me hear next. At Nice, really an intelligence group? Is that what comes next? I mean, holy insanity. I don't need people on YouTube to vindicate or validate my feelings. Y'all want to sit there and act like it's okay to use a missing child's name to ruin awareness and draw out some bullshit legal action? Go ahead and do that. That's all on you. Just sure hope you don't ever find yourself in a similar position. That's what I'm saying, Demon. She was worried about Queen. She was worried about me. She was worried about Clue. And now she's worried about AS. And she's worried about Jane. She's worried about Brittany. The only thing she's worried about is her own clicks and views. How don't people fucking get that? And I'll tell you, she's good at what she does. She's good at it. Because the bitch sure got me. Had me sitting there side-eyeing every motherfucker but her. Was that designed by intent? Let that marinate. Go ponder on that. I ain't switch up. Every big case has their big conspiracies, right? We've seen it in many cases. We see it with with Sebastian's case. We saw it with Summer Wells' case. We've seen it, hell, even in Maddie Soto's case. Every case that reaches a national level ends up getting a bunch of conspiracies, a bunch of speculation, and a bunch of misconstrued whatever. In the Lindsay Clancy case, you have the internet truly divided. You have many that believe that the father did something and not her. You have many that believe she did it but was under the pressure of him. There's all types. All types. Oh, yeah, it's endless. Even the Chris Watts case. I mean, most cases that go national, they end up with a bunch of conspiracy. I thought it came from Reddit, though, Demon. Am I wrong in this? I mean, I don't want to keep touching on it, but I thought it was that it was read off Reddit. Now it was heard from Betty. I'm a little bit confused. I didn't hear it from Betty. I can't be any clearer about that. Thank you, Bish by Birth. I'm glad you recognize that. Others don't because, well, why do you think they had to pull out a video from 2022 saying Granny fakes cancer? Why do you think they had to present that like it was brand new to them? Because they had to first set up the image, right? But don't y'all forget, don't you forget when it comes to AS, there's no context. When it comes to her email and Stephen Stearns, well, she learns. We're going to give grace. All of that. No, I did not know that, Bex. I did not know that Jay collected money for a lawyer. I didn't know that. She kept screaming, Clue was trying to isolate you and then would drop you, leaving you with no support after you chose Clue or their friendship. It's wild. I don't feel like Clue was trying to isolate me by any means. I do wonder now if others were trying to isolate me, and this is all part of that isolation. And again, I do wonder why and why now. Why and why now? Thank you, Grit and Grace. That's what I'm saying, and Renee. Acting like it was all brand new. None of that was brand new for them. It's crazy. But it was used to set up the image. It was used to set up the narrative. So let me use something to set up the narrative. I'm going to play this one more time for anybody in the back. Also, there are people that ugh, golly, never mind, because I'm not even going to bring somebody else into it.
Hey, guess what?
I didn't know. I didn't know Clue. I didn't know Truth. I didn't know the Proudfoots. And I guess in hindsight, I really didn't know Jay, and I didn't know Nonsense. Um, I foolishly, intimidately, afraid, and unsure of what was going on, trusted wrong people and held conversations I never should have had. Um, but it's not hard. I don't know how to say it. I don't believe at the end of the day, um, I'm not, I would say at the end of the day, I don't believe anybody I just named is a bad person, but I don't know that for sure because I've learned a whole lot differently now. But I didn't know these people during that conversation, and I do feel like I have gotten to know these people, and my what I heard and what I thought and all of that wasn't true, obviously. But I don't know. I truly don't know. I don't think I don't think any of it makes a big difference. That's what it is. I'm going to play this one more time and while I grab something, and there may be a split moment of silence. I apologize if so, but I want people to hear this again because I never denied being in AS's chat either. Right, dogs? How about that? BJ over there, her baby falls, people making excuses for that. Give me just one quick second. All right, sorry about that. I agree, Polish. I said that too. It's just a shame that people that listen to it on repeat, they only hear what they're hearing on repeat. They're not seeing factually or in reality. And nothing I say is going to change that. There's going to have to learn that in their own time. I don't know. Some of these people have mass exits of people. Some of these people have never had a genuine community built on support for them. It's built on whoever they're going at. They may have people that stick around for a little bit, but they're still only sticking around for who they're currently hate bonding at. I have never, I've never seen no shit like it. Bitches be crazy. In my opinion, so here's the thing. The other day when YouTube streets were covering the emails again, apparently they gave credit to AS for removing the merch. But I was told that she didn't remove that merch. that others reached out to the company and had it removed. But I'm going to do a whole dedicated stream to that because, as I shown you, despite somebody's lies, I covered Maddie's case back then. None of those streams are deleted or hidden. They are all readily available. And one thing I've always stood on is I too believe that Jen Soto should have had some type of charges against her. But we'll get all into that. So, no, Granny, it was per. I know Crumma reached out to company and a lot of people did. It was petitioned down, right? So she was given credit for removing it, but my understanding is she did not remove it. And I think that's kind of important. Meanwhile, I also think it's kind of important for people to recognize that while they're now trying to tell you that Britney's not so bad because they dislike me, just like, the Proudfoots are now guilty because they dislike us, I don't know, whatever. And Seth Rogers now innocent, whatever. I think it's important to recognize a lot of Britney's being judged came off Britney's own actions. Two perfect examples would be in recent times. Not only do we have Britney on a live stream talking about drama in the middle of the night when her son comes running in to say the baby fell, and Britney, as if she was getting up because the microwave just stopped, goes walking away and comes back with a clearly crying baby and shoving something to try to make the baby stop crying in her mouth. She didn't even give a shit to get offline. She said if her baby was hurt, she would have stopped. Well, babies can't talk. They can't tell you they're hurt. Okay. I don't believe that the baby rolled over off a pillow and blah, blah, blah. And that story's ridiculous anyway, because every adult knows you don't put anything in a pack and play. Matter of fact, if anything, the baby should be in the crib. No, you're right, Amanda. It was said on a stream. They're all gone. People forget it, so I don't know. Oh, I know they would, JS. I just want everybody to know that she doesn't deserve that credit because it wasn't her. It wasn't her at all. It was said on a live stream too, Amanda. There's a lot missing. There's a lot whatever. There's a lot going on. It is what it is. The only reason these people are now pretending to like Truth or feel bad for him or believe him is because they want him to have no other than a fallout with myself, Clue, and Queen. And then they'll then they will work on trying to get Queen, myself, and Clue to fall out. This is what they do. And then if they're not successful, they fall out amongst each other. Welcome to Krama, aka drama. It's the circle of life. The never-ending rotating tables. The situational fake outrage. These people scream distraction as they're creating them. So that's why people didn't like Britney because of what Britney was saying and doing. That doesn't change. That hasn't changed. And it won't change. The same people now justifying Britney's parenting are the same ones that judged the hell out of it. Ha! Ain't that something? She's at court today for truancy. You gonna tell me that's Granny's fault too? Right, 4-month-old's vision isn't refined enough for TV. I agree. I'm sorry that happened, Angie. I really am. I understand and can relate to that. It's heavy, man. I never denied how heavy it is. Yeah, it's all Granny's fault. I don't know if there's any update, Memo. Usually I wouldn't doubt there's a continuance if I'm being honest, but I don't know. Oh, look, Craig had court. Hers is postponed. What's the outcome of that? The real Dawn, do you know? Let me know, Butter. That's weird. Oh, because Craig had a lawyer and she had a public defender, I wonder? I don't know. Oh, truancy is Clue's fault. Oh, okay. A 4-month-old baby. That's what I'm saying, Hot Susie. I don't know how these people can justify it. And what also blows my mind is that Brittany's the one. Brittany's talking about getting ROs against people you never met and blah, blah, blah. But Brittany tried to get an RO against me. Brittany tried to get an RO against Chloe and Cletus, who she never met. One thing I will say that Brittany did say, and it's making me think a lot, when everybody was wondering why Jay and Nonsense didn't get C&Ds, one thing she said is she couldn't find Jay's address, but Jay confirmed through Kramit's leaked messages that she did have it. I believe that. But she said because Nonsense is a pick-me, and she wants one. I have said this, but my theory is BJ still has her hospital bracelet on for truancy court. She has that on still? That's disgusting. Am I alone in thinking that's so gross that she has that on still? Wow. Against the guy, Brittany was like, oh no, you talk about it because I'm not sure all the details. Well, guess what, Brittany? You're still responsible and reliable legally. Oh, well, guess what? Pink defended me on getting the RO. Is she saying differently now? Wow. That would be interesting. Anyways, interference. So I'm not going to let that go easily. You don't get to unlike her, I had a court agree with me, okay? Two courts, 4 judges. Hear me again. 2 courts, 4 judges. Oh, really, Miss Liverbird? These people are so situational. She changed her feelings after hearing you the other day, changed back to supporting you. She changed her feelings, and after hearing you the other day, changed back to supporting you. Pink did? Yeah. 2 courts. Yeah, exactly. And that's off as soon as they say the word. I know, because it's so gross. She did. Thank you, the Hatters Manus. I appreciate that because she defended me then too. Because she knows a lot more than others did. She was around for all of it. But again, I don't need the internet to validate me in something when the courts already have. These people aren't judges, they're not lawyers, they're not law enforcement. Nothing more than a bunch of busybodies with nothing better to do than cry hysterically on the internet and try to convince people that they're not the pieces of shit. After your live the other day and I heard the messages you've read, she is back on your side for the RO. Well, thanks, Pink, for what it's worth. Appreciate that. She will be held accountable, simple Southern mama. What cracked me up is when I heard a clip of Brittany saying she's going to watch what she says because I'm litigious. You know what? I don't care who's tired of it. I'm tired of it. We're going to cover, get into a little bit of the Lindsay Clancy case a different time because I'm not about to mix the two dramas again. But what I will do is I want to remind you all, because people are trying to use, especially Brittany, the current diarrhea of personal conversations to justify her signing of onto this RICO on the back of a missing child is all of a sudden justified and excused and all of that in between. I want to remind you all, one of the reasons people keep saying, well, there's 9 other people. There's 9 other people. Yeah. And when the gavel comes down, there's 9 other people come up. Those 9 other people aren't the ones that are sitting here constantly going at me, despite claiming to the courts they're so afraid they can't sleep or eat. Okay. The declaratory judgment is against one person. It's not against all of them. So I can't go after all of them for the judgment. I can only go after Brittany for that judgment. People are saying, why aren't you going after Dog the Bounty Hunter? Well, of course I will. I can't right now. But this woman literally signed on these dotted lines that not only is she so afraid of me, she's afraid she can't even do right by her own children. Okay? Don't you think the moment somebody enters in a courtroom and claims they're afraid, they should never, ever speak the person's name again? Now, Brittany is lucky that I'm not the real life going piece of shit she has claimed me to be, but I will make her right about one thing. I will make her right about the fact that I am litigious when it comes to her. Okay? You can call me litigious when it comes to Brittany. You will get that correct. Jay was the one who said BJ lied about being raped and was just a whore with regret. She doxed her baby daddy and his family, knew a lot about him and their kids, etc., but now is great. Wow. I also recall Brittany making allegations against both their husbands. She doesn't mention Sebastian in her declarations, not once. Julie Valente did not mention Sebastian in her declarations, not once. Pretty sure the only thing Seth Rogers, I'd have to look. I might revisit all of it. I don't even remember what Seth Rogers said, but I know what it didn't say. And I'm also curious, if I'm so litigious and I'm so dangerous, why do you speak on me every day? Aren't people tired of people screaming that people are dangerous, yet they have no fear when they're running their mouths? How dangerous can these people be if you keep running your mouth? Same thing when it comes to the prison community, to YouTube Streets and Pino and their friends. They're so dangerous, yet they keep speaking about them. Jay got one too, Agent? I only ever heard about Clue getting one. If they're so dangerous, why do people poke at them? Why are people poking at me if I'm so dangerous and I'm such a real life going piece of shit? And most importantly, if I'm operating a RICO. Because I'll tell you what, you ever meet an actual mobster? You ever meet somebody who actually was involved in taking people's lives? I say the most dangerous people are the ones that present themselves as not dangerous, that present themselves as everybody else being dangerous, and they're the ones that are going to protect everybody. They're the ones that are truly dangerous. Because they're the ones that mask themselves as anything but. Okay, so Britney's was not canceled, if I'm understanding this correctly. School attendance law violation is the charge. What is this? Misdemeanor larceny? Second degree trespassing? I don't know what I'm looking at. Blah, blah. Let me understand what I'm looking at first. Excuse me. Hers was not postponed. It says canceled on her case because the type of hearing was canceled. She's on the docket this morning along with Craig. Dang it, I just hit the wrong thing. Okay, got it. It was a duplicate entry. She was used to show a so-called pattern of Granny. Then that would make her a witness, not a plaintiff. She entered to go at Granny. That's it. That's all. Facts. If she was used, then maybe she should take it out with the people that she claims used her and misrepresented what they were doing to her. Why are you so harped up on me? Why aren't you doing something about that? Why are you sitting there trying to... Well, bitches be crazy. Showed up late like a slob. Yo. You guys remember when she came up after driving to the doctors? Because she was feeling herself, right? Got that little re-up, got that fix, been there, done that. I know all about that false confidence, baby. And she was like, yeah, I am really tall, as if her flapping the camera on would show her height. And instead, all we saw was her fright. Holy shit, I'm still afraid. I'm still afraid of what we saw that day. I never knew why she kept talking about everybody's noses. I was a big nose bitch. Nonsense was a big nose bitch. Jay was a big nose bitch. Queen was a big nose bitch. Clue was a big nose bitch. She came out and she had so many moles I couldn't even find her nose. She had wart upon wart upon wart. No wonder she talks about warts. I heard her say last night she had cabinets to paint, a list of things to do. Better get on it, baby. CPS is a knocking, aren't they? And not because, you know what else? You know what defamation is? Defamation is confidently telling your audience that I called CPS on you when I never called a day in my life. And Eric Jasper, you keep involving yourself, or not, is it Eric Jasper? Who's the weirdo that apologized to Brittany for what they did to her kids? Is that Eric Jasper? Straight talker, I have never withheld that I wish that Seth Rogers didn't come out here with a divide on sides and decide that I was the demon, because I would have loved nothing more than to be able to help and have a conversation with that guy. Oh, it is him, right? Eric the buffoon? Yeah. Eric Jasper, you made a very defamatory statement. And people keep saying, well, what does it matter if it didn't come from Brittany? Because you need to learn your state laws. Everybody who's out here talking about, quote unquote, what's illegal, what's defamatory. You want to talk about FBI and breaking laws. Well, Lord, let me tell you, y'all better check your own. If you want to destroy this community and you want to become the real life going lolcow community, that can happen. But what a disgrace. We proudly stood against lawsuits. We proudly stood against going real life. We stood against using victims as some type of weapon against creators. And now we're all of those things and more. I can't be the only one who's embarrassed by what this community has become. And I won't be the only one that forgets who made it that way. Betty and Brittany, B and B. Who made the BBN network? Who made that a thing? Anybody remember that for a period of time? People are running around calling it the BNN network. Betty's just mad that it had to come out through depositions that she slept with Dolly and JLR and probably whoever else. You mean the RO Julie put on BJ? Did Julie put an RO on BJ? I don't recall that. I don't think that's true. Now you'd be surprised to find out the answer behind that one, folks, because it was not BJ. Me too, up to good. I said I'll turn this RV around. No, there was never an RO on BJ. I don't even know what you're talking about, Shelby, because I wasn't even talking about ROs. But I mean, unless you're behind the conversation, of course. But yeah, I think Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, she was granted as temporary against Craig. Yeah. Was nothing like this 5 years though. I agree. It was nothing like this. Man, I don't miss when I didn't know half these people, that dude. And I got to give credit where credit is due, because there were people saying, watch out, be careful. You have no idea who you're inviting in. Da da da. And boy, were they right. Boy, were they right. Who took ownership for the BNN network or whatever you're calling it? Whose record is this in my email? I mean, I know is this just is this just showing the list of people they have on the docket for today? Of course, I'm not going to put it on the public. Did we ever figure out who Sebastian Rodriguez is? You know, that misspell. Oh, it's just today's docket. Okay, interesting. Because it's a criminal, a criminal hearing. There's other criminal cases being heard. You put Jones on the list, just Blueberry. Interesting. Very interesting. Yvette, did I hear that you were on a phone call with Lasniak when he told Brittany to knock it off with the going back and forth? Yeah, it's today. Apparently, it's today. I thought it stood for the Brittany Nicole Network, if I'm being honest. I had no idea. Isn't it also weird that Brittany's saying is odd that Chris Proudfoot called me Jess? Yes, she calls me Jess all the time. Jessica. Remember that stream I played y'all? Oh, Jessica. I didn't realize BNN was for Betty. Back when I could tolerate popping into random streams, I remember the age. I don't remember it being for Betty either. Hey, Copa. Right, Everett? Oh, wow. She won't be honest about the court anyhow. I mean, I don't quite blame her for that. How embarrassing. Wouldn't that be embarrassing? Wonder who was watching Mootsie today. It gives me the X2 Grammy nuns. Ew. Wait, you can see the foyers that it shows? You know what? You know what diminishes Brittany's entire victimhood is the fact that she knows who did what to her and forgives them. Has somebody came forward and admitted they called CPS on Brittany? Put a 1 in the chat for yes. Put a 2 for no. The person admitted that they called CPS on Brittany. Yeah, dark horse. She also admitted to calling a wellness check, right? Brittany forgave them. How about the person that foyed her DV? Did that person come forward and admit it? Sure did. What else do we got? Oh, the person who foyed her address and reached out to the DA. How about the person that called her local police and told them all about that video Brittany's children uploaded? See, Brittany doesn't give a shit that these things were done to her. She gives a shit that she can convince people these things were done to her by others. Because the people that have done these things have came forward and admitted they've done these things. And yet she forgives them. She also confidently comes out here and claims UA called CPS, but yet still wants to try to blame it on other people. So I don't know if any of you know, but when you're of a higher support system, your name just brings in better clicks and views. Burnley was clearly behind the DV report coming out and wanted to use it as a content against you. I agree. And then she threw it in her C&D and lied that it was invasion of privacy and something else that it wasn't. Very interesting how that worked. Very interesting. Is this Mutzi? Is that like a real nickname, or did she just slur when trying to say the name? Was it like one of those? Like the way she fell asleep last night while covering Sebastian's case? Isn't it amazing that Brittany can stay wide awake while doing drama? All right. So somebody said, look at this. Oh, yeah. FOIAs. 1,276 FOIAs is what AS did. That is wild. That's a lot of, you got a lot of times on your hand, let me tell you. 1,200 FOIAs being done? Oh my God. That fake ass baby talk is cringe. You know what else is cringe? Stating that your 4-month-old baby loves a YouTube personality. Miss Rachel. Not that she loves hearing lullabies. She loves when she's sung to. She loves when, you do this or that. No, she loves Miss Rachel. Thank goodness, Miss Rachel is a good influence because she'll need it. That's what I said. If she's the truth teller, then everything she said about BJ is true. You can't have it one way, not the other. I heard about that, Clue. That's crazy. What the hell would a newsletter be, Copa? In today's news, my son interrupted my stream and said the baby fell, and the haters were listening way too closely. My baby did not fall. I had her propped on a 45-degree angle with a pillow and a pack and play. If I'm not raising dangerous red flags and telling you all that I did all this with baby number 6, and just wait till I go a little bit further. See, what had happened is she rolled over onto her side face down and was crying, and I don't allow my kids to pick her up. I mean, holy shit. What if the boys were sleeping? She didn't hear her own baby crying? It took for the boy to come in to tell her? That baby could have suffocated. You got people out here making excuses for it, making all types of excuses for it. Well, she claims she was watching Miss Rachel, but she initially said the baby was sleeping. So, which lie do you believe? And it's not like this is a one-off situation, right? As parents, things happen. None of us are perfect parents. Okay, none of us. But this is an accumulation. It's not a one-off. This is an accumulation, a repetitive accumulation of red flags of bad parenting. She has any idea what a 45-degree angle is? 45 degrees is the angle they hold the pie. I'm so fucking angry I can say some shit. Oh my God. 45 degrees is the angle she holds the fucking lighter. Oh God. Do you know how stupid and desperate she sounds? Can you imagine if somebody spent 2 years and built a whole fucking secondary channel off my name and I sat there and thanked them? Thank you so much. For what? And dogpiling you at the most crucial time? Building a whole secondary platform off your name? I didn't see that one on the bingo card. Ah! I think these people have lost all common motherfucking sense. I truly do. FYI, Granny, that was the only call I was on with Lesniak and Beach. It didn't work. She wouldn't stop. She says we can't duct tape her mouth. Did Lesniak know that you were on the phone? Like, did she make your presence known? Ain't there 6 kids? She should be smarter than that. She didn't raise 3. She had help with the 2. This is the only one she's alone with. 45-degree angle. Knowing that baby has those cast up to her thighs. That is so damn dangerous. And I'm tired of these people diminishing that because you want to keep eyes on your hate target. Again, it says a lot about you. Left unattended and without a baby monitor that she was supposedly using the first 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, the 3 to 4 weeks when we would never hear the baby, right? Those 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, she said the baby's extra and she's needy. All these disparaging terms. No, but you know what she can do? No, I'm not going to deny that a baby. I think that baby can roll when she's on a 45-degree angled pillow, and she drops her bottle that's propped up, and she turns for it to get it, and the weight of her own cast can make her roll and be stuck on her stomach. And that's what she described. And people are still acting like it's not a big damn deal. That baby could have suffocated if those boys weren't there. That's a huge deal. And again, it's not a one-off situation. Once again, she's calling her own boys liars. Liars, right? She didn't fall. She rolled over. He would have said, Mom, the baby's stuck. That's what she would have said. That child would have said, Mom, the baby's stuck. Not the baby fell. What's a Miss Rachel? A Miss Rachel is one of the most obnoxious TV shows since the those three men. What were their names? Oh, they were so annoying too. But she's like, hi, baby. Today, you're going to learn with Miss Rachel. And a lot of babies love Miss Rachel. But thank goodness for Miss Rachel. Honest to God. I wish Miss Rachel would say things like, now, you should not be propped up with a bottle. The Wiggles. Oh, the Wiggles were so annoying. Right. He would have came back in and asked if she was okay. Facts, Shannon. And she once again painted her own children to be liars. It's deplorable. These same people that are making excuses for a lack of parenting were the same ones that said it's a tragedy waiting to happen. Right. What did a 4-month-old say? Mom, I don't like The Office. You know, she probably don't like seeing her mother in this dark, dingy room and hear all the negativity all the time. How the hell do you know a 4-month-old doesn't like an office? An office. Oh my golly. An office. She don't like The Office. No, you don't like her in The Office. That's what you don't like. You don't like people hearing. Everybody's going to pretend she didn't lie for the first 4 weeks. That the baby was in the attic or whatever she calls it. That the baby was up there. She's just never going to allow the internet to hear her baby. And I'm tired of her saying people are listening too close. You have an open window into your home life when you are live. And you decide not to hit that mic. Nobody else did that but you. Absolutely, Angie. This poor baby's first word is going to be granny. Num num. Yes, the day she came home. The day she came home, we heard it all. Oh, and then Angela put up the photo of the little boys building the stroller. Bless their hearts, man. Bless their hearts, truly. She didn't even log off to at least console her kids that night. You know that? Her son was scared. And she says, well, he's an empath. Or what did she call it? Empath before? Then don't you think the proper thing to have done would be to log off? Make sure the baby's okay instead of propping her. Because again, babies can't tell you when they're hurt. Spend a little time keeping an eye on the baby, extra close. Sit with their boys and console them that the baby's okay. Don't you think that's the proper thing to do in that situation? Not keep going with the drama because you want to argue against the internet that you're not high And then the next stream you do, you tag the wrong child and you nod out again. What's more important in life? See, some of you need the internet. You need the validation. You need the clicks and the views to escape the reality of what you live. You need people to believe your quote unquote truth so you can convince of your lies. We don't all need that. That baby could have suffocated. Thank God. Thank God her son was paying attention. But I didn't hear Miss Rachel in the background. She said the baby was sleeping, then the baby was awake. Her lies don't even add up. And the only reason I'll believe that, no, I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe the baby was in a pack and play. Yeah, sorry, I'm sick on Ravel. I did. I muted to actually blow my nose. Thank you. I don't believe the baby's in a pack and play. I believe she does normally prop the baby in a pack and play. And that's the excuse she came up with between her and her mods before starting stream number 2, because that was more important. But I believe that baby fell. And I hope that if you are propping your baby up at a 45-degree angle on a pillow in a pack and play, that you stop. Your baby doesn't need to stare at Miss Rachel. You should have a musical toy playing. They sell things to hang on the side of a pack and play. There are things you can do to entertain your child in a safe manner. I agree, Monica. She doesn't like The Office because every time she's in there, her mom gets frustrated and she feels it. I agree. Right, postcards, he would have said, she's stuck. Mom, the baby's stuck. That's what you would think. But you know what? I don't care either way. I hope she learns something from all of this. But so long as she has people coddling her and justifying her and offering excuses to her, she's not going to do better. And you're only harming her and that baby. Yeah, it was with Craig shooting her with a Nerf gun. Was that to wake her up? Just don't ever forget, Craig waved around a real pistol and called it the boys' toys. Right, deleting the live. Why, if you have nothing to hide? She made merch off the baby's nickname. Wow. That's weird. Why do you want people walking around with merch of your baby's nickname? He was concerned because he stayed talking. Right. And she didn't bother to console him. She was more worried. Who would buy that? Mutzi merch? What kind of nickname is that? I mean, it's better than. It's better than the other names, I suppose. I mean, holy shit. Was in a back room and her son heard her crying, came in to tell her. But BJ couldn't hear her crying. What if the son would? That's what I'm saying, never stop saying. That's what I'm saying. She didn't hear the baby cry. Thank God the boy did, because the scenario she painted is not better than the scenario we all heard. A baby falling happens. I'm not going to deny that. It does. It happens. But your baby's already vulnerable. They're 4 months old. They have cast on their legs. They shouldn't be left in a room unattended, especially if you don't allow the boys to pick her up. What happened to her paying attention at baby monitor? You're too busy paying attention to me and Queen and Clue and all this drama. You're going to blink and that baby's going to be 14. Your boys are going to be 24 and you're going to regret all of this. The picture she painted to clean up and make her son a liar is worse. Because if that baby rolled over and was face down on a pillow, stuck, mind you, she was stuck. And she doesn't allow her boys just to pick her up, right? Brittany didn't hear the crying because she's busy listening to bullshit that doesn't matter. I don't know how you people justify this shit. That's why literally, nope. She said the baby's in the boys' room. That's gross for many reasons. She does have court today, yes. I hope she does. Sounds like she has changed the things since she almost died and had a baby. That's why I stopped listening after she had the baby. I agree, agent. I think there are a lot of people that oh, she'll pay the price, Julie. Mark my words, she will pay the price. I think there are a lot of people that really? I'd have to find the clip to listen. I don't even think they're 10 and 11. I think they're 11 and 12. I don't know. Just a few days before that, her son was screaming, the baby, the baby, the baby. Are you kidding me, Breakin'? Do you have that available? See, what you may be able to do right now, Brittany, is convince people that I'm this devil and I'm this and I'm that. But you're not going to distract the majority from what you are. Most people have enough lick of sense that they can understand that they can hate more than one person. That's what I said, J Pro. Yeah. Nonsense said, rightfully so at that time, that Brittany called her a predator and that she called and spoke to Brittany's police department, told them all about that video and all about whatever else. 1 second. Sure did. Hello.
Morning.
Good morning.
What you doing?
You know, nothing.
Oh,
It's crazy. We got Nerf guns.
tumblers.
Yeah,
I heard a noise one night and I'm like, you hear that? It sounds like like when you used to shoot a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
So we deduced that instead of or saying, Mom, wake up, they learned to shoot Nerf guns at her.
Which is dangerous because when Craig was waving around a real gun, he called it a Nerf gun and said it was his boy's toy. And they were right there. And that's worrisome.
Yeah.
People are saying that they heard a thump and Crama Watcher said they heard the baby cry before the kid came in. I didn't listen close, so I don't know.
I didn't hear any of that, but I mean, girl, like I held my breath for like it felt like 5 minutes. Fiance had to tell me to keep playing the video when I heard that little boy come in there and say that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Like it scared the shit out of me. Poor little Ming Ming.
What a shame. Saints says, I have listened to 30 minutes of your content. 9% of it is lies. I can't wait until you're exposed. Brittany never called nonsense a predator. Someone in chat did. Liar. Okay, take that up with nonsense. The clip is on Brandy Wine. You can go listen to it there. She's the one that said that Brittany called her a predator and called her husband a name and that she called and spoke to the police about it. So go listen there. Saints rock it all. That's where it came from.
Oh, I thought nonsense said it was in the chat too. Weird.
I don't know. I just heard the clip the other day.
Yeah, her story was that it was Penny Monroe who had left a comment.
Yeah.
Which is probably true. But regardless, that's the clip that I heard the other day. Go listen to it. And it doesn't matter if it was in the chat or not. It was based off what Brittany was saying.
Yeah.
And if Brittany wasn't making those accusations against nonsense at the time, then the chat wouldn't have made that comment and nonsense wouldn't have made that call.
Yeah.
What's important here? Who said it? She's responsible for her own bullshit, for whatever she says. I don't give a fuck what you say. Saints rock it all. Don't give a shit. Thank you, Sunset. I didn't hear the baby cry before the boy came in either. No.
I was about to answer that to me. I didn't either. I just heard her say something and he jams up in the room and says, "The baby fell."
Yeah, that was sad. He was really worried.
Well, he comes back in there later and checks on it. Excuse me, her.
Yeah, he comes back in to make sure the baby's okay. And at that point, again, Brittany should have kept closer eyes on the baby, make sure she was actually okay, and she should have just not even started a second stream and instead consoled her kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's a liar except for the saint in the chat. Shut up. You people look for any one little thing to be like, liar. The whole
Mother.
point is the police needed to be called based off what the fuck Brittany was saying at the time. The who, what, and whatever don't matter. The ultimate story is now all is cool. Fuck out of here. I agree, Saudi mamas. And they're not allowed to hold her, but they can watch her and they can build a stroller, but they can't pick her up when she's face planted down. The whole thing's weird. She's just weird. It was such a stupid thing to come back with instead of just saying, yeah, the baby fell and thank God she's okay. And then go on with it. But instead, she hyper-focused, she lies, she gets caught in lies, she gives it's worse to say you have the baby who's casted plopped on a 45-degree angle to the point where she rolls over, she's face down, and she can't roll back over. Was she stuck between the pillow and the pack and play and she couldn't move? I mean, that's more of a scary situation to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially when she couldn't hear her crying. Evelyn, thank you for smashing the thumbs up. Changed her story 3 times, right?
She always does, though.
Yep. Yeah, Saints. Yeah. If we don't get every detail correct, shut up. Nobody gives a fuck. You're still here. Hit the thumbs up or down and then get the hell out. Gotta admit, it was sad, but great timing for her saying I'm high. Well, it just shows where her priorities are. She rather convince the internet than actually make changes, and that's sad. Yeah, I don't think that was a setup. You can hear his fear. I don't think that was a setup. The baby was unattended out of earshot of her parents, plain and simple, as her mother's wearing headphones because she's busy and YouTube drama. This bitch was so giddy, okay, to go live with the latest gossip that she couldn't even tag Sebastian correctly.
Yeah.
Deplorable. He sounded genuinely worried. He did. Hey, Gizmo. This won't last. This won't be the last time. I can't even say it. Mutsi falls.
Mootsy.
Mootsy. What, because she mootsies her every time she whimpers by shoving something down her throat rather than gas drops, a bottle, or a pacifier?
I mean, there's like 800 nicknames. Mootsy, Ming Ming, Toot Toot, Linda.
Is that serious?
Yeah, Craig don't like that one though.
I guess not. How'd she come up with that one? Is that like a listen, Linda, knock it off?
Probably. Mama is one.
Mama.
Girlfriend.
Right.
Ugh.
Everything but the damn name. I mean, I guess, when you named them after the ex that got away, your man's ex that got away, I guess I would also not like the name.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest lie, Saint. That's what I'm saying, little Boston. Like, they're just looking for anything to be like, caught you, gotcha. Nobody gives a fuck. There's so much bigger things going on, and you're focused on something so stupid.
I don't know. I'm just sitting here waiting for the day her chair gives out.
She'll grift for a new one before that.
Probably. Damn it.
I don't care about a ruling by a judge. Brittany was unprepared for the litigations that she initiated. That tells me everything I need to know. Who the fuck initiates litigation if they're not prepared? Oh, bless your heart. You're one of them. Unprepared. She initiated them.
Who said that?
Saints. Saints said, KNS, I don't care about a ruling by a judge. Brittany was unprepared. Then maybe you shouldn't have filed it. Ooh.
Damn
Oh my
that
God.
judge. How could he
Crown-
not see that she's struggling?
Crowns are not edible. Right. How, I mean, holy shit. Wow. Unprepared for the she was unprepared for the RO hearing. She was unprepared for the declaratory judgment. She was unprepared for the injunction she signed on to. Everything she initiated, she was unprepared. Interesting.
That's true. She did lose 90 pounds. My bad.
Yeah, bullshit. Gain that all back. How long until the sheriff's sale? I don't know, Chris. I don't know how any of this shit works, to be honest. I'm unprepared for that question. Well, of course, Jamani. And I would have to say the people that are saying that are the ones who lie more than anybody, because that's not what the fuck they said to their audience for 2 years now, is it?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. What
Are we
time is
gonna are we gonna be able to bid online?
it? I don't know, dude. I really don't know how any of this goes. I have no idea how any of it goes.
Oh, she better hope not.
I don't even know if it's necessarily like what people are thinking, like a yard sale. I don't think it's like that, but I don't know. I would have to find out.
Well, fortunately, I've never been friends with anybody who's had to go through one, so
Right. Right, Mr. Tomato Head. Thank you for the finger heart. Thank you. Oh, is that what you think, Saints Rocket All? Is that what you think? You also think that somebody can be unprepared for the litigation they initiated. So do you think I care what you think? You're an absolute moron. Hey, you have any thoughts about a baby falling because their mother's too busy drooling over YouTube drama? You have any thoughts of value here? Right. They don't care about facts, KNS. They care about whatever hate agenda they're pushing right now. They don't care. Facts don't matter to these people. Their personal feelings and hate blinders matter more. That Pyrex going to draw the highest bid. It may. I mean, I can only imagine the conditions is in, but Pyrex have some pretty good value, especially if they're like originals.
I said her grandma, her mother-in-law threw out the Pyrex when they had to purge the kitchen.
Who knows? She tells so many stories.
Oh, she's not done painting her cabinets yet?
I was just about to say that to you. Apparently, she brought that up. You mean to tell me it took her a year to paint cabinets and she still didn't do it? Hell, let's talk about it took a couple years, because when she had the cam slip in her kitchen years ago with the roach scatter all over it, she said then that the kitchen was under renovation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, it still ain't renovated 34 years later. Next Thursday hearing is October 14th. See, I figured it'd be a continuance. Better make sure you get them on time.
Damn, a day before Halloween.
That's not a day before Halloween.
Hey, BJ celebrates Halloween on October 15th, okay? That's what she said. She said, by the time I get paid, all the good costumes will be gone by October 15th. Halloween. Her words, not mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I have to look at this.
Why does she say that like I can see it? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I had no doubt that it would be continued. She's going to kick that rock down the road as long as she can. Good thing is, we've seen her legs. She can't kick that far.
And we've seen her aim with the cat.
True. Holy hell. You know what you just reminded me?
What?
That this bitch can't actually lift one leg without trying to topple over. She did that twice. Once with the cat, and then again when she was trying to prove she had both legs.
Right.
Which dumbest shit ever, I swear to God. I'm sure they both are under that lawyer. That's what I think. But they only need one lawyer. For Craig, there's no update for BJ yet. Oh. Oh, Ming Ming, put your little hands together. Let's hope mommy doesn't go to jail. What are we burning?
Sage.
Oh.
Sage and throw some holy water. Not sure NC understands who they're dealing with yet, but they can't avoid forever. PA's coming. I agree. Absolutely agree.
Craig saw a judge today. I'm reading these, or trying. Craig saw a judge today. BJ got a continuance.
That's what I was trying to see, but it's interesting. Looks like Beach had a public defender, but didn't see that Craig requested one, so did he pay for his? All of Brittany's heard appear to operate on one shared brain cell. I agree.
Mm-mm-mm.
We all know that the consequences for what what she did with ignoring truancy and North Carolina's educational laws resort and them contacting CPS. Everybody with a lick of sense knows that. But that's not profitable for Brittany. It's not profitable for Brittany to come out here and admit that she is responsible for the position she's in life. It's better to blame it on the big bad wolves. Yep, she was up half the night again. She was up half the night again, knowing the kids had school and court today. WTF. Well, hopefully she got them there on time. She's going to have a hard time trying to balance this one out. He just got a lawyer listed.
I thought she was in bed pretty early. Well, she was at least asleep on her stream early. Unless she went back on.
I agree.
Because it was like 12 when we went to bed. 12:30, something like that. Which is early. For us. Well, she logged off at midnight, but not on purpose, I don't think.
I think.
Don't hurt yourself.
Right? She has one scheduled called Let's Make Up for Last Night. What happened last night? She fell asleep. That's what happened.
Yeah.
She fell asleep. Mm-hmm.
Girl, I got to tell you something. Did you hear yesterday? So, you know how like Big Worm put out these screenshots of these messages from allegedly speculating to Stearns?
Oh, yeah. And then AS blamed her for not putting context with them.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. we got a mystery to solve, and I'm on it. Don't worry. Trying to figure out who it is that edited the emails.
Well, I tell you, it's probably not Joneson because she originally said you can't get the emails via FOIA request. So she got them secondhand.
That's what I said too.
Mm-hmm.
But we found a whole paragraph yesterday where Stephen Stearns was explaining why his you know what didn't look very good on the interrogation video.
No. See,
I
I
swear.
heard she was talking about his penis and everything with him.
Yeah, she was. And then he writes back and says, I mean, I've always been told it's aesthetically pleasing. There's no weird angle to it, etc. Like he literally writes back talking about his member to her.
Which means she talked about it to him. Why would you hide that if it was all read technique and if it all
Right,
was journalism?
right.
Wow.
And there are emails missing.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. There's emails missing. Absolutely. Because they don't make sense where they pick up and where they leave off. They don't make sense, some of them.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And she was talking mad cast junk about guilty of crime too.
But guilty of crime is BJ's friend.
Mm-mm.
Uh-huh.
Not anymore.
No, what happened?
Oh, you didn't know? Jay came on BJ's panel and got into it in the chat with guilty of crime. So BJ basically told guilty of crime to go suck an egg.
No, she didn't.
She
Guilty of
did.
crime, who's had her back this whole time. She
Yep.
told her to go, first off, go suck an egg. Okay.
I mean, she didn't say that, but she
Oh,
basically told her to get lost because she was going at Jay.
wow. Oh. She knows who's going to bread or butter her bread. Guilty of crime. And it ain't going to be you, who's been by Brittany's side this whole time.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
I couldn't believe it when we watched it. I was like, are you serious, bitch? Like, this chick is in your chat all the time.
Don't worry. It won't be but another 30, 60 days, and then Jay will burn that whole side down too now that she's taken all their subs.
Yeah, he's right. What do you think about the panel yesterday? You think you would ever see Lemon and Jay on a panel together?
Oh, no, were they?
Yeah, and redirected to BJ.
I thought that's a Rico.
only when we do it.
Oh, okay. That's interesting how that works.
I feel like you're not paying 100% attention to me.
I'm not. I'm uploading something really quick for you guys to see.
That I told you I was a needy bitch today.
I'm sorry. I feel like people need to see this.
I find difficulty in believing that the value is more than me, but I'll wait and see. I'll let you know.
No, it's not valued more than you. But it's interesting.
Oh yeah, Pino wants to fight him.
I heard that. He's like, you're a whole ass man. You know, yes, you're not in danger. Nobody's going to harm you if I saw you, but you're a whole ass man. And he's right, though.
Bitch, when he talked about how when he talked about Sinner's wrist, I was about to fall out. He is so little.
Yeah, I seen the picture that Brittany shared of him to her mods or whatever, and he is small.
Oh, he's tiny. He's like 115 pounds. I could sit on him and kill him. Crafton Jacqueline, what recording? Oh, it's uploaded on 6 platforms. She ain't getting away from that. Some that nobody even talks about. So, privacy strike all you want to. It's your words, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, if it was journalism, why do you want to hide that? Shouldn't you be proud of it?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, look, girl, he wrote back one to her which we didn't hear because it was taken out, but it took him an hour and a half to type out a message. And that's what I said. The readings of them alone are 5 hours. So could you imagine how many hours it took to like actually write, or even in her case, talk to text all these messages?
Yeah, no.
That's crazy.
And I think when this all initially came out, because she was having certain back end on it, she was proud of it. And because she was proud of it, no, coming up soon, Josie, I can't wait. She was reliving glory days, reading them all over again.
Yeah.
And then became quote unquote afraid when she realized, as I told her, the internet is bigger than this little sector. And while they may excuse you now and they may justify you now, there are people that are going to be disgusted with this, rightfully so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the whole dynamic is weird to me, right? Like they tried to say, my ex tried all that shit, da da da.
Yeah,
They,
said you were sending him money, still talking to him, blah, blah, blah.
yeah. I mean, go ahead and FOIA that too. You're going to be upset, but go for it. And it's like, then they try to like paint truth that way, and it's such a bad thing, right? Until you actually have a woman who's giving hope and being pen pal to one, and then it's okay. It was journalistic.
Yep. And again, if it was just journalistic, she wouldn't have felt the need to come out and lie the first, second, or third. And I think listening to those lies again, now knowing what we know of her and this quote unquote drama side of her, is very eye opening. She was pretending to communicate with herself to her audience and say that her friend, her real life friend, Jessica, is the one emailing with Stefan. And, let me see if she's in here. Let me see what she says about this. When all along it was herself. And that within
Yeah.
itself shows that this wasn't journalism. This wasn't anything other than bullshit, is what it was.
Girl, we played the
Absolute
live.
bullshit.
We played the live where she comes out about it on the channel, and I had to use figurines to represent the real AS, her friend AS, and the friend of her friend AS. Like I literally had two Weeble Wobbles and butter
Yeah.
to
There,
keep
there
it all
was three
together,
of them. Yeah.
all in one.
Fucking insane.
No, that's psychotic.
So Brittany wants to
Oh,
cry about CPS and this and that, but look, I find this to be important. And June 11th of 2023, somebody says, I'm going live later, might say a few things about you. Brittany says, let me know before you go on. I see TT is talking shit on you. Natasha actually told her fucking subs to call CPS on me last night. As I said, how do we know CPS hasn't been involved in her life for a long time now? Why is it all suddenly on me or Clue or Queen or UA or whoever else was blamed? How do we know that community didn't call on her back in 2023? She didn't put nothing in her filing about me calling CPS on her. She didn't make any claims about that. She didn't say anything like that. Now, all of a sudden, all her CPS problems and woes and worries are because of everybody on the internet, but not possibly because of her lack of getting her children to school, her lack of parenting, her obvious disregard for what people can hear when she's live. Okay.
Can I just say, looking at the difference in the comments between the YouTubes and the Kicks,
Oh, it's huge.
I fucking adore that all of the smartasses. Someone said, empty gerbil cage for sale, hashtag justice for Shelly.
Who's Shelly?
The guinea pig that she killed.
She killed a guinea pig?
Allegedly. She goes, right, how I say right all the time.
Yeah.
She said that's the noise that her guinea pig used to make when she was out of water. So we deduced that it probably thirsted to death.
Oh, that'd be so sad. Yeah, J Pro, that was funny. That is crazy.
What a way to go. Maybe that's why she is always, given bottles and stuff now. She doesn't want to relive that. She learned her lesson.
Lesson learned. So you say.
Yeah, I'm in a mood today. I'm telling you, the internet might not be the correct venue for me today because I woke up feeling a certain way.
It's a lot of shit. I can't believe I'm like trying to I want to hear how these people are going to justify the fact that AS was discussing Stern's penis with him when the only reason she saw his penis is because of the crime in the crime scene photos that she's selling behind a
Right.
Patreon. The same thing y'all got on Sav Girl for and Natasha Cooper. Yet your buddy, your friend, your buddy old pal, I don't know
Yeah.
which one, the pirate, the pedo lover, or the fucking, true crime, whatever she thinks she is, or the drama side of her, whatever personality you want to blame it on. She was discussing this man, this pedo, this guy who murdered, who destroyed this little girl's life. The bags under her eyes, the drawings on her notebooks, the weird room they kept her in, the weird filming room with the oh my god, all of it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And the only reason she saw this man's penis, and in what part of the read technique do you discuss the man's penis? I want to know what excuses will they have for that one?
Well, she was trying that's girl, if you look at the psychological part of that, that's where it gets really bad. She's literally using that to throw shade at guilty of crime because in my opinion, oh, and get this, guess what else was left out of the letters? Girl, I'm telling you, I've been trying to deep dive this, okay? She tells Stearns that guilty of crime is gay.
Oh, what? She was worried he was going to have a love interest in her?
Boom. That's
Why
what
else
I
do you need
said.
to say that?
What right? What is the reasoning you would have in your mind to discuss this other person's sexuality unless you were worried that he might be interested in her because she's a female?
Yeah. And listen, do I think it's gross that guilty of a crime was emailing with him? Of course. But Lacey Ann, thank you so much for upgrading your membership and being here for 25 months.
But when he even I will say this, even when he discussed her emails to allegedly speculating,
Hmm.
because she was so interested in what they were talking about, you
Right.
jealous,
Jealous.
nasty
Yeah. And
heifer.
worried that she was going to be exposed.
Right. Because she was asking him all about what they were emailing, right? I will say what he wrote back to her and how he described them sounded like what allegedly speculating should have been doing.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. She was supposedly right from the aspect of, I'm not flirting with this guy. I'm not trying to get in a relationship with him, but that she felt that Jennifer Soto has some blame in it. And I'm not justifying her emailing him, but she didn't hide the fact she was emailing him. She didn't come out and lie to her audience that she wasn't emailing him.
Right.
From what I understand, she told her audience every email along the way. That's what I understand. I didn't pay attention to her, so I don't know. I'm just going by what others have said. And then the fact that AS came clean because Allie and Guilty of Crime figured out that there was a woman named Jessica that was emailing him. So she
Right.
thought that she would go live and say that, oh, Jessica is a real life friend of mine.
Right.
So they would stop the hunt for this Jessica, but also not tie it to her. And that's where she fucked up because then it immediately tied to her. And then she had no choice but to say it was her because people were in the comments catching on to the fact that it was her.
Right. All the while telling him, like, none of this. You know what I mean?
Right. And telling her audience none of this. She still pick and chose. And if the emails were what she said they were, she wouldn't have to stop after every sentence to justify said sentence.
Right. And I'm going to point out again, and I'm going to keep saying this every time I get the opportunity. There is mention of your kids, but not your man.
Ooh. 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 Why would you mention your kids in a read technique for journalism?
I don't know. But why wouldn't you mention your man
If
if
it's
there's no
journalism.
love interest there?
I can. Oh, I don't know. The whole thing just really. Oh God. And then again, the fact that there's so much more every day coming out, so
No,
much more being revealed.
Rocky, I'm pretty sure that he said something about she said he was gay or she was gay. I'm pretty sure I'll have to read it again. Yes, she said her
And,
husband knew, but
and if it's him telling her that guilty of crime is gay, why did he feel the need to tell her that?
right. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it said something like you
Like, was he
said
consoling her? Don't worry, she's gay.
no. I'm telling you, I'll have to go back and find it and I will. But I'm pretty sure he was saying something like, from what you said, I don't know how much experience, because again, this was all talking about how different his member looked, right? And
Oh,
he said, although I don't know how much experience she has with them, meaning penises, because you said she's gay.
oh.
She is absolutely the one that told him that, period.
If she showed that email, nobody would have to guess.
Right. And guess this. This is what we figured out yesterday. That email is absolutely in the AI readout that fiance put together, but it skips over that entire paragraph.
Oh, isn't that convenient?
Right.
He felt his peen looks normal. She says she probably hasn't seen any.
Right. That's exactly what it was. He said, I don't know how much experience she has with them because some, like you said, she was gay or something like that. Like she absolutely told this man that. And then she makes comments about, oh, you have female fans.
I saw that.
That's awesome or something. That's cool.
She was
Like
like flattered that he chose to speak with her. And then she goes on to say how she was a fan of
Manson.
Manson and how all these sociopaths have quote unquote fans. You know what cracks me up though? And I want to point this out because it was pointed out by a commenter last night. These same women that are saying covering this puts AS in danger are the same women that had no problem covering the Wade wives. Who are you to say what puts who and what in danger?
Yeah, and who are all of y'all to sit here and say that when you're literally on your platform saying my ex took the rap for me? You could miss me with that.
Facts. Or pushing this narrative that anybody had anything to do with Sebastian Rogers' disappearance.
Right.
Fuck
Yeah.
off.
I ain't even gonna hear that. Sorry. Not sorry.
Oh, and that whole creepy story he told about him protecting a 15-year-old bullshit.
Oh yeah, and stabbing that guy or whatever.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, she even said a big fan of Manson. And then what about your Disney girlfriends? I would love to hear a breakdown, or maybe, I don't know, maybe we need somebody who's actually educated, like a body analyst that can, I don't know, maybe go through these emails and tell us which parts was she using a read technique at? Because I haven't seen them.
Well,
I
beats
don't know
him
how about
Googled it, and you can't even use the read technique
right,
through
of course you
email.
can't. You have to do it in person. Yeah, right. She felt special because he told his parents about her. She felt special replaying him walking into the courtroom because she thinks he smiled at her at the camera. All of
Yep.
it was she felt special. And she was reliving all those special glory days of being his fussy playing pen pal until others weren't going along with the narrative that it was just a journalistic thing or, she learned from it. How the fuck she learned from it? What she do
Now,
to prove she learned from it? She's still involving herself in cases. She's still misrepresenting cases. She's still foying the fuck out of things. Over 1,200 FOIAs?
yeah, but you're not docket, dude. Okay.
Well, I have well, there might be some shit coming out on that too.
I don't think she is.
I think she's involved.
I do too. I don't think she's the only one involved in those emails to Stearns.
Oh, really? I do.
I don't. I think the simpler explanation than she's got three personalities is that there are multiple people involved in what she was doing.
Well, she did
And
make a statement yesterday. We read or heard that kind of alluded to that.
Right. And I think the fact that she yeah, I think that she's thrown enough out there in those emails to sort of let people know who it is that she was involved with in it. And I think the hints have all already been out there. It's just nobody really put it together because nobody knew who the hell she was.
Huh.
I think
That would
it's
be
interesting.
interesting. I mean, you guys
Well,
know me. I don't do conspiracies well, but I
I,
can
and
hear it.
I'm not doing a conspiracy. I'm just laying the facts, right? When somebody says they've been friends with her for 18 months or for a year and a half, which is 18 months, and you put that timeline together, that goes back to February of 25. And then you consider she's talking about 100,000 sub channel, and you know that around that same time, said channel had a real hard issue with guilty of crime. Nobody really knew why. And
And
obviously
Stern's mother.
they had some interaction, at least in a chat. It makes you ask questions.
Mm.
Wow. Well, yeah, that would be fucking interesting. Hey, Sam Sarah. Because when you listen to her with her cover up, though, like her cover up was initially, I don't know. I'd have to revisit it all again from a different lens.
Well, if you just look at it the lens of what's been said, right? And I mean, you can do it without doing it the way that some people try to paint a narrative. I'm just looking at the facts that were laid out there.
Right, right.
And what it becomes, but you can't deny what's been said.
Ooh.
Mm-mm-mm.
If some of those emails came from another computer, could that be why some are missing? I don't know, because I honestly I don't know how FOIA pen pals with pedos works, so I have no idea. She talked of her friend having almost 14K subs, and that she almost 14K sub creator had a friend with over 100K subs. We know Jay has over 100K. Well, I'll tell you what, let me look at my shit on. That 14K ain't me.
No, it was her.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm at 18.
It was
It was
allegedly
herself.
It was right.
Well, I initially thought maybe that 100K was her too. Like she was just flattering herself, being like, I got a friend with. And I think at that point she
It could
started
be.
writing. Yeah. And I think she started writing shit like that because she knew at this point that other creators were on her back. Like they were catching up. And she was trying to already paint this narrative to distance herself from being the quote unquote person. Why would you need to learn how to quote unquote properly FOIA if you stand against FOIA and you don't do true crime, you don't do cases?
Right.
Because that was a lie. That was a lie. When it was said, it was a lie. If
Yeah.
you don't agree with FOIA, then why are you texting us documents from a court case in October of 25?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I'm sorry, I got no punches left to pull, right? If you're going to come out here and make up lies, well, I will lay the facts out. You're sitting around here running around telling lies like you're some mighty noble person, and really you're just as big a piece of shit as everybody else.
Facts. I didn't get the email, Never Stop Believing. I checked, but let me see if maybe it just didn't come in yet. No, I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. Like they're trying to paint this picture as if they weren't involved in everything. Like they were like, just some outsiders that put one and two together. No, you were right there in the middle of everything. So if everything you're saying is what you're currently saying, then isn't you part of the problem? Can't have your cake and eat it too. Maybe it's why nonsense never went after Jay with the Kramit. She did though. She went after Jay with the Kramit situation. She originally was putting Kramit and all of that on Jay.
Right. She was. Absolutely was. But now it's everything got weird February 8th, the day that Jay got exposed for all of the shit going down in her Discord.
Oh, that's the day everything got weird?
That's the day I put out that head of the snake video showing the receipts where Kramit was in Jay's that Kramit provided, right? And I mean, it is what it is. And Nonsense was well aware of that and cool with that all the way up till about April.
Yep.
Pieces of shit. That's what you all are. I'll say it. And that's me and my opinion only. Not to reflect on Granny or any of her affiliates.
And Beautiful Disaster, it may have been February 6th at one time. I just know a recent clip I heard. She said February 8th. And it's like, okay, well, let's look at that date. And there you go.
Yes, Alex read the emails because that's what AS used to go over to distance herself from being that Jessica and then made up the friend Jessica, right?
I would like to know how she got them.
Who, Alex?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, good question. I don't know.
I've,
She may
I've
have been the first to bring them out, and that's where she caught. Maybe that's how she learned about Stern's emails with Guilty of Crime as well, and got nervous, right?
yeah, I would really be interested to know how she got them. Because I could see a situation where, I don't know, maybe AS emailed them to her.
Mm,
I don't know. It just is really weird, right? To make it look like, oh, this person sent them to more than one channel, more than me. You know what I mean? Like covering her ass, sort of.
right. So, do you think maybe she emailed them to Allie?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
maybe she
Okay.
made another email and emailed like one or two of them to her. So it looks like, she this friend was emailing them to more than one person. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but people are saying Guilty of Crime's the one that gave them out.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that
that
was
would
the
make
other
sense.
question for me. Did he ever send any of them to his mom and then Guilty of Crime got them?
Right. Then SS mom send them to Guilty of Crime, and Guilty of Crime send them to Alex. Yeah, apparently breaking chains. And once he mentioned Guilty of Crime to her, that's when she got, she realized, because she said, if I was exposed because of a FOIA, I would handle that then. But her real worry was being exposed too close to home with other local, quote unquote, creators in the same arena. That was her fear. And then for a journalist, she immediately started lying and trying to clean up her own image. You wouldn't have to do that if you were standing on the integrity of seeking answers, which still there's no integrity in that either, because what answers can you get? But you get what I'm saying. She would never came out here and lied, not once, not twice, but 3 times, if it was all just to be journalistic, if it was all proper. I believe it was more than voice to text. I think knowing now what I know, these people have no problem recording certain things. I think that I think it was mentioned early on that Brittany's courthouse didn't know what a link was. So when AS asked for a link, they didn't know what that meant. I think they accidentally gave her a link to the prosecution video or conference. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if in the very coming days, all the dots connect as far as that goes. While people are screaming everybody else is criminals and enterprises and doing illegal activities, I think there's a lot of self-reflection that should take place. Yeah, they were way too detailed. But didn't the link come from BJ's court? Yes. Yeah, Aries. Apparently, Brittany's got continued. It's my understanding. I mean, New Jersey. I'm sorry. When they called Julie's.
I thought they said Craig's was continued, but we don't know about BJ yet.
Oh, I have no idea. His was probably continued because he just had a lawyer enter an appearance. Yeah. Always Aries. What else is new? I would love to know. Yeah, I said the link came from Brittany's court. I meant from Julie's court. Sorry. From Julie's court. That apparently they weren't like familiar with like the verbiage, if you will, like the link and this and that. But hell, what do I know? Never stop believing. I still didn't get it. I wonder if you're spelling my email correct while I spell it incorrectly. Well, yeah, Karma is a cat. Look at what she's trying to do with all the active litigations we're in that she put me in. Try to drag it out. That's what they do. Craig is continuing with the lawyer he hired. Yeah. AS try to go to Clues RO here.
Yeah. I think she has a thing for.
Brittany,
No. I think she's got a thing for
courts.
people, men who hurt children.
Ew.
I sure do.
I honestly would pray not. But who fucking knows? Who the fuck are any of these people? Who the fuck knows?
Right. I can tell you who they aren't. Anyone
Yeah.
that I would be proud to say I'm friends with, like a certain nonsense did.
Yeah. Well, she was proud to
I'm
be a
proud to
friend of.
call her my friend.
She was
Where have
screaming.
I heard that before?
Right, I was about to say she was screaming the same damn old thing about me, about you, about Queen, everybody but Jay. Because I'll never forget when she went on Center's panel and Center said, "And you're friends with that racist Jay," and Nonsense stood firm. She's not friends with her. Now they're friends, though.
Mm-hmm.
Now they are. She did. She did say she was fangirling me. She did say that.
I bet she was.
Did you hear about Ben George?
Yeah, girl, $40,000.
That's what he claimed. He claimed he gave her over, and then he went on this thing about my accent. And it's like, no, Ben George, nobody ever hated you. We just thought you were foolish, and look, we were right, and now you see it. He's claiming now. I don't know. Somebody said I didn't listen to all of it, but he was claiming that he gave whatchamacallit,
BJ.
BJ the stuff needed to make the merch.
Oh,
Make
the
Mitzi
cricket.
merch.
The cricket and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what they said. I don't know. I didn't hear all of it. Crazy.
Isn't that wild? So we know of, if that's true, if everything we've heard is true,
Mm-hmm.
then in that year, BJ made at least 60 grand behind the scenes.
Well, it already had claimed.
20,000 for the kitchen from Shayna. 40,000 from Ben George.
I thought that he already left from Brittany. So is he like a quiet supporter or under a different account or something? Because
No,
she
he still goes
recently.
in there.
Oh.
Haven't we seen him in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's sad, Ben. How are you going to go in there but then cry about her catfishing you and taking all this money from you on a different place? That's weird.
No, he cried about her catfishing him on her panel.
Yeah, I know. But he goes back. Does the poor guy feel like he has nowhere else to go?
Probably. Bro, that's wild. I couldn't imagine. I ain't giving you 40 grand for nothing.
Right.
Like, that's crazy to me. Are you out of your mind? Oh, he gave her the heat press and the cricket. You go, Ben.
But I thought that, yeah, I don't know. Because I thought somebody else said that they got her those things. And then she said, but she wants a better heat press and blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Yeah, no one, Ben George said that number on a panel. Yeah, we heard that, LG. I see. This is what I don't get. Now, I do have to wonder, is that an accumulation over time? And that's like an exaggerated number? Was that one lump sum? Same with Shayna, right? Or are they counting like even so, if they're counting everything they've ever given, that's still a lot. But my question to say that is because how the fuck can you even take that much from somebody and not have some type, especially a man, is romantically interested in you? I don't understand. Like, that's just taking full advantage. No
I
wonder
mean,
his you know, home life fell apart. That's sad.
that's her survival, in my opinion, is doing that to people, period. This bitch ain't got no fucking soul, man. She's a psychopath wrapped in an ugly body.
Wow.
Like, she don't care about Craig. You see it. Like, I'm sorry, but she don't even want to talk to that man.
Right.
From the minute they started talking on Facebook, I promise you, she didn't like him. Hell, she even said as much, that he talked a lot. I mean, he would write back full novels and I would write back like one or two sentences. She couldn't stand him from the minute she met him. But to be fair, Craig is a moron. So if you're a con, he's absolutely the best type of individual you could come across. Someone who's ugly, lonely, desperate, and you just throw your vag at him and there you go. You're moved in with him and his Diddy.
Right.
And then Diddy dies.
Is that another hamster?
No, I'm talking about Craig's dad.
Oh, gee, golly. Just resent to the correct email. Hopefully you get it. I'll check again. Sorry.
I told you I was in a mood today.
I mean, I don't think I got it. I don't know. Unless you're somebody I don't realize you are. I don't think I got it. Which I don't know how that can be happening. I don't know.
Yeah, she's seen the Pyrex singing. I did send you that, didn't I?
Yeah, you sent. Yeah, that was hysterical.
Damn it, now I gotta play that song because I want to hear it. No gratitude. She don't care about none of these people. Just like with Shayna. That's so sad. I couldn't imagine being Shayna. Like, bitch, I give you 20 grand and you could just throw me away if and only if Shayna is really gone. Because it's amazing how all of you guys seem to split from this bitch, but then you all come back periodically in the chat. I think it's all bullshit because y'all don't want to be thrown in court. But what do I know?
Yeah, same. I was about to say the same exact thing.
You know, since I'm wrong about everything, spoiler, I'm always eventually right. But I'm just saying, that's my guess.
I think there's a major campaign to paint a image of a quote unquote organized, attempt at anything towards Brittany, because the real organized attempt at what they did is coming to light little by little. And I don't know if people were hired as a cleanup crew, if you will, or what it is, but it's not going to stop anything. It's not going to change anything in regards to Brittany. Brittany will still, at the end of the day, be held accountable for everything she decided to do.
Yep. No, I played it. My daddy's fave on my live, the Pyrex. I don't know if she has it to play it.
Let me see.
Gonna be in your head all day, though. I'm just telling you.
I think the Pyrex was too clean.
But he's cleaned up because he's on the way to your house. Can't go to Granny's dirty.
I gotta wipe his feet at the door.
Mish court, what a pickle, what a glitch. So Pyrex packed a casserole and headed for the hitch. Clink, clank, down the highway, lid tucked nice and tight. Guess I'm going to Granny since Britt ain't here tonight. Pyrex to Granny's, ding-a-ling-a-dish. Baked beans, bad decisions, make a little wish. Pyrex to Granny's, scooting down the lane. Brittany missed the courthouse, so the casserole caught the train. Granny opened up the door and hollered, well, come in. Pyrex said, don't ask me, girl, I'm just here for the din. Set me on the counter, let the family gossip spin. Brittany skipped the courtroom, so the bakeware had to win. Oh, Pyrex to Granny's, ding-a-ling-a-dish. Court date went kablooey, now we're serving something delish. Pyrex to Granny's, everybody sing. When Brittany don't show up, send the glassware in.
Yeah, she's denying that she fell off last night. She's blaming StreamYard. Just like remember before, it was trees that fell and it was loose wires and she wasn't snoring. It was her son and she wasn't sleeping. It was looking at her phone. And yeah, that woman got a lie for every lie. But if StreamYard messed up, how the fuck were your mods able to turn off chats only and shut it down if it was StreamYard?
Yeah.
Nobody else had issues with StreamYard last night. Plus, you could hear her snoring. So how the hell was it StreamYard if we could hear you snoring? When StreamYard shuts off, it shuts us all off. Like the screen goes blank. We're not on the screen.
Yeah.
Her
You can
chat
hear
does
the
go
whole
blank.
time, and you can hear that little clicking noise that's always in her background.
Right.
She thinks people. Well, to be fair, I mean, look, in her defense, the people that watch her are
Yeah.
stupid. The
They
only
are,
people that ever catch on to her lying are the people that do not sit in her chat. She's a moron.
And to be fair, even the ones that sit in her chat, they do absolutely pick
Yeah,
up
they
on it.
do.
Because when Jonesy got mad, she let it out how she really truly felt and what she heard. When
Well,
Moon
look at the
got mad,
mods.
yep,
All the shit that Angela's dropped. They're sitting there saying the same shit we are in the background.
yep. When Moon just recently distanced from her, she said all the same shit. All the times I covered up for you, nodding out. They all know it. They just remain quiet out of situational benefit, which is now what they're trying to project onto everybody else. But hello, like-minded fools.
Yeah, there's a recording of it. Her live.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And why would you privately delete it if it was simply StreamYard?
That's
Who
what
the
I
hell
keep
was snoring
saying.
then?
That's what I keep saying. BJ, you're an idiot. You're not doing anything but cutting your own pocket down, which you don't care because you're going to grip behind the scenes. But I mean, you keep taking stuff off of YouTube. For one, you're never going to be able to prove in a court that anybody ever cost you any money because they deterred people from watching you. That's
Right.
a lie. What deterred people from watching you, it is literally catastrophic to delete 1 million views, which is exactly what you did. Now you're not in the algorithm. When I go and look you up on Playboard, guess what? You're the last channel that comes up when your channel name is typed in. All the people that talk about you, they're first because they tag you and they keep their videos up.
Well, not only that, but when it comes to social media, people have a choice to watch whatever channel they choose to watch. If they choose to watch it via Second Avenue, that'd be like all the time she used all these actual people that do real work and played all their shit while she snored, like she did the other night with Nonsense's stream. That'd be like saying, oh, well, they can now go after her, like Law and Crime and all of them.
Right.
Well, people can go watch it from the original source if they so choose. They're choosing not to. The fuck?
Well, it's
Just
hard to
because-
watch it from the original source when she deletes it all the time.
That too. But just because she's over there, you know, because people don't find her entertaining, they find her entertaining through a second party, doesn't mean she can blame anybody else for that. People tend to forget people have free will. Nobody's holding anybody to a chat. Nobody's holding anybody to any type of fucking anything.
Right.
I'm so tired of these people and their dramatics and forgetting that YouTube is YouTube and the real world's the real world. These people can't decompartmentalize it. I about fell over with them making it a dramatic thing that Chris Proudfoot called me Jess. First off, what's on the screen?
What?
Oh, yeah, bitch. Especially Brittany. Made it a whole big ordeal that he called me Jess. My thing on the screen says Jessica. Many people call me Jess. Meanwhile, what did Seth Rogers, her co-plaintiff, call her? Tragedy pimp. That used his son's name.
I mean, a lot of people shorten Jessica to Jess. Like, what?
Right. But it just shows how disconnected they are from the real world and how they view all of this as nothing more than content and YouTube and all that other shit. No, that this is real life shit. And I'm sorry, but I don't have two separate identities. My name's Jessica, but it's not allegedly.
Girl, I about fell over hearing that certain people thought that whole thing with Chris and them coming up there the other day was a setup. Like, Chris has always been out of nowhere. He'll be in the backstage.
It came up as Katie, first off, and Katie's the first one to speak. It wasn't a setup. I even said if it's real
Yeah.
as I added them up. So I don't care whose name it is, Sam Sarah, because all of her mods are getting it. It don't matter to me. It could be then when you're sitting over there in a woman's chat who's admittedly hiding money and making all these different avenues to hide money, they're complicit.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Every other
Christ.
day there's a new PayPal or Venmo.
Right. And that Jaggy crying she was doxxed. First off, nobody said Gina's last name on this panel. Secondly, learn what the definition of dox is. You self-admittedly admitted to a dox when you decide to go up there and say, I'm not reality, I'm Jiggy. Nobody doxed you, you self-doxed. And lastly, I don't give a fuck. We're no longer in a lane of YouTube where YouTube is YouTube. You motherfuckers made it real life. Be lucky I don't write out everybody's government names and address right now and tell you all to stand 10 toes on fucking everything. You decided that it was okay to throw my full name, my address, and everything into a litigation on the back of a national missing and recognized child. And now you all want to sit there and cry about this and that and ducks and da-da-da. But I'm the one making myself a victim? Shut the fuck up, Gina, Jiggy, Brenda Sue, Reality. I don't give a fuck who you are. Don't give a fuck.
It hits different when it's you, ain't it?
Right. It's all of a sudden scary and so big and bad and all of that when it's finally you. Everybody running around these chats. I would have done this and I would have done that and rah. Yeah, I bet you would. I bet you would when you have anonymity on your side. Tough guys. Bet you would. People always sitting there acting like I do this and I do that. And I can't believe you didn't do this. And I can't believe you didn't do that. I can't believe you can't distinguish YouTube from the real world. How about that?
Hey, I've been saying for a while, just because you're in a chat and you're a mod, that don't mean nothing. Ain't nobody on the internet anonymous. You want to know why that's the case? It ain't because people are digging and shit like that. It's because the people that you sit with ain't none of them good people and they be talking.
Well, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it not Brittany that named her moderators in the C&D to begin with? The C&D that led to the declaratory judgment to begin with?
Yeah, and I mean, she did put their like screen names, right? So
Well,
technically,
that doesn't work in a courtroom.
Yeah, it doesn't even.
Maybe you should have told your buddy Brittany to leave you out of legal documents.
Yeah, that part.
I mean, am I supposed to go into courtroom and say, excuse me, Your Honor, can you find Jiggy?
Right. That's the same with nonsense, right? Freaking, she is sitting over there saying you're out of line. You're trying to rip everything away from this woman and her kids and her life. But bitch, when we were talking about the declaratory judgment being an option for a C&D, you were all on board.
She absolutely was on board.
You two-faced piece of.
Not only that, but when she was
You know
talking about
what?
CPS calls and all, she said she's a mandated reporter.
Yep, she did.
I'm sorry. She's the one that spoke to Brittany's police officers in regards to the quote unquote twerking video that her children uploaded.
Did she?
Yes, because Brittany was making a big deal. I don't remember. I don't let me speak wrong because I don't fucking know. But it has something to do with Brittany pinning a comment about Penny calling her a predator. I'll pull it up. Hold
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that she had talked to them about the video too, though.
Yep.
Wow. Way to go, nonsense.
Play it because I want to make sure people hear what I'm talking about.
Pyrex to Granny. Ding-a-ling-a-ding.
I am so motherfucking sick of this group of people telling me to shut up, that it's obsessive. You fucking come out here and have your man be called a fucking predator, that he wants to touch children's fucking genitals.
Now that group of people she's referring to are now the group of people she's she's sitting with. She's
Yeah.
employing, okay? They're now the group of people she's protecting, just to be clear about that. So let's carry on.
Fucking predator, that he wants to touch children's fucking genitals. You have people fucking fabricate lies about you, that you're kidnapping children, that you called CPS 211 times. You bitches can't even be fucking lying on it about you might have a fucking hangnail without having a goddamn come apart. You are some.
But how dare I be a victim of frivolous litigation where I'm accused of 42 or 47 fucking crimes? That I just want to be a victim. I'm just playing victim. But you hear this come apart.
Some of the weakest spine fucking bitches I've ever met in my life. While you sit over there and fucking demand shit from us.
From us.
Some of us have been sitting here and fucking taking the wrath of all the fucking games that we're not trying to play, that we didn't want to play. But I'll be.
Say that we're not trying to play, that we didn't want to play. But now all of a sudden, I'm part of the people that were playing it. So who's the we she's referring to there? Because she knows damn well she's switching everything right now.
Damned if anybody on this fucking app or in real life ever says shit about my kid, my spouse, and I'm supposed to remain silent because bitches, I've remained silent way too fucking long on a lot of shit. So while you play fucking games, some of this, because some of us are willing to stand up and fight for fucking what's right. Sometimes we don't even know what that is, right? We don't even have a fucking clue. But we know this shit's got to end.
So that was August 22nd, folks. That's where that is from. That's what I was referencing earlier. And yeah. So she's claiming there that was all stated about her partner, which I agree. I'd be fucking upset about. Fucking agree with that. But that led to her making the phone call to Brittany's police department. And that all was regarding the video of Brittany's boys, my understanding of it all. Because that's when Brittany reignited all of that and claimed that people had this and people had that. And then she was saying, oh, her kids are being put on the dark web and they're in danger for being sex trafficked and all of that. So that's where that's from. You going live?
Yeah, probably.
Like narrow?
Oh, is that you want me to go on now?
Well, I mean, I'm wrapping it up, so gotta keep the alleged, redirect. Penny put the comment in the comment section after the lies and that after the live, and that's why Nine says called, but it wasn't about the twerking video. Oh, okay, well, I was told a little bit differently about what that hour plus phone call entailed. So I don't know.
She talked to them cops for an hour.
I don't know.
Good God. Yeah, let me
Everything
start
I
this.
thought I knew, I don't know. So I have no idea. All I know is
that's
I've never
right.
spoken to Brittany's police. I've never spoken to Brittany's
Same.
CPS people in her area. I've never done any of that. I've never spoken to anything in Brittany's area.
Well, I've talked to a lawyer there, but
Well, yeah.
that was her
You know,
fault,
when Brittany
so,
tried to take an RO out on you despite never meeting you in person and lying on paperwork she did.
I
yeah.
talked to 7.
Yeah, he talked to 7 lawyers in her area.
Mm. 7 is wild.
Yeah.
Well, you just want to cover your bases.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely agree. You
It's
have
hard.
to.
It's hard to retain an attorney when you know your opposition has talked to all of them. So you just want to know who your opposition is.
I'm trying to start this. Hold on.
Yep. Stop her kids being allowed on Roblox. Well, if she properly, oversees it, but Clue, weren't you the one begging daily for your papers? Could be wrong. What papers?
For my C&D.
Oh, okay. Sludge told BJ, get your house right and tight, warning her coach is coming. Oh, that's right, because she called on QB, right? See, that too much shit has happened in 2 years, and I think it's really simple to try to switch that all to be something different.
Oh, look, hey, you wanna send me some papers that ain't fucking fake, and you actually got you a case? Send them on over.
Yeah.
But you send some bullshit, and I'll just whoop your fucking ass in court. You know what that's like, don't you, BJ?
Sure does. Sure does. It's funny because a lot of these people do, but it just whatever. It's just, it's fucking crazy.
God dang, this thing is making me ill right now. I can't get my shit together.
I agree that, dude. Her private mod Discord chat was very interesting. Seemed to agree with this side awfully lot on a lot of subjects. I agree. And I think it's crazy for Brittany to act surprised.
Okay, I started it.
Okay. I'm losing my train of thought here.
I see that. Hear that.
Yeah. Hilarious that Pink thinks she would have gotten an RO. She showed up. She did show up. She showed up late on purpose because she knew she wasn't going to get the RO. So her excuse was that she didn't make it on time. But don't forget, didn't the judge give her a chance to speak? And luckily your lawyer stayed behind or something.
Yeah, she got to talk.
And she did. She got to talk. And if she was so afraid, she would have been there on time. That was nothing more than for what she projects on me. Oh, to shut up public discussion about her or because Clue was exposing her. That's what that was about. That's what she's projecting onto me. I had legitimate reasons, which was upheld. Brittany didn't. Anyway, Brittany should look up the law because what she's doing, keep weaponizing that situation, is actually a problem. And, these people want to keep talking about laws and this and that. Make sure you're following them if you keep threatening them. I don't even recognize these fucking people, man. Really don't. But how can you do that? How can you preach something and stand on something so confidently for so long and then switch up your word on all of it?
Because you never stood for anything.
That's what's fucking mind-boggling to me. I mean, none of this is new. They might be presented to their audience as new, but they knew all of it then. And if you go look and you look at their actions then till now, it's starkly different than what they're presenting now.
They're fucking crazy ass people. That's why they're fucking different, man.
Opportunistic, right? It's no different than a tragedy pimp.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely
absolutely no different. That's why it's just it is what it is. It's all wild.
It's not like it's anything new either. That's what's blowing my mind. Like they're saying that about AS, right? Oh, well, Granny knew. First off, they're saying I denied being in a chat. No, the fuck I didn't. I always knew. I spoke about it a year ago, played that clip over and over. Nobody knew the details.
They're going to play that you knew, but avoid calling them out and then say that they're their friend. Well, okay, which is worse? I'm like, that's the thing that just it's wild to me. Oh, well, Granny knew. But, you know, I've been friends with her for 18 months and she's a really good person. She's honest to a fault as you listen to the stuff that she tells you to go listen to, and she lies within it. And it's like, how does any of this make any sense? Like, y'all paint yourselves as fools and then prove it.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying, right? And it's like, okay, with AS, nobody knew the extent of all of it. Still doesn't, because there's emails hiding. So that's different. But everything that they're trying to present now, they knew all of that then.
Right.
And yet they didn't operate differently. I don't know if y'all get what I'm saying. If you don't, I don't know. I'm too fucking tired of it all, to be quite frank. So it is what it is. Is what it is. Let me get. There she is. All right. I am going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys for coming up.
Yeah.
I will see you over on the kick side.
Okay, bye.
Bye. If it's genuine change, it can't happen that quickly unless they believe that way for a while and hid it. And I know there were some things they felt for a while and hid it, right? But this, what they're presenting isn't that. So, I was never friends with truth, Marcia. Not me. Thank you, Pickle. If you guys haven't, would you please consider hitting a thumbs up on your way out? If you're over on Kick, please come over to YouTube, smash that thumbs up. And yeah, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity and letting me, you know, say what I can and respecting the fact of what I can't. I do appreciate all of that. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye, friends.